Oh my goodness, look at us.
Hello.
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 Hey guys,
hello.
it's not Thursday. Today is Sunday.
It is Sunday. Oh, who is this we have? The Dark Lord has joined us.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I'm too
Oh.
busy moving an anchor line.
Is that one of
Using
those
my mind.
Zizzy people?
it's Sith.
Yes, a Sith Lord.
Guess
You'll
what?
know when we watch
That's
Star
a
Wars, Terry.
lightsaber. That's called a lightsaber. I've
Good
been
job.
A
studying.
saber of light.
Oh, did I not say it right?
No, you didn't say it right.
No, you were completely right.
You
I'm
nailed
sitting
it.
here
Have
trying
you
to
been?
figure-
Have
okay,
you
there
been?
we go.
Have you been doing research, Terry?
I have. Because
that
I'm
we're at
going
the
to
end of the
learn about the
series?
War Star stuff before we go live so that I look edumacated.
I love your war stars so much.
I have decided I can never call it the real thing because it just won't mean as much.
I don't think you ever should. Stick with the war stars. I love it
See?
so much. Well, on that note, let's introduce ourselves, shall we? I'll
Oh.
give you the floor down there.
Hi, guys. I am Terry True Crime, and I am going to apologize up front. I've been drinking a lot, so just be prepared. Just
She
being
has.
honest.
Oh boy, some of those questions we had backstage before we came live. Can't wait for this show.
Okay, I
can't
have to
wait.
just be honest. Y'all are not going to shame me. If y'all
No.
watched us on Thursday, JT drank multiple Guinnesses.
We all have our moments.
I asked a very
Guinness-eye.
intelligent
Well.
question.
You
Oh, it's
did.
not Guinness. It's Guinness, right?
You did.
Guinness.
You're fine.
Anyway,
I'm just
I
being a-
asked if it was because if it was a dark beer, if it made his poop dark. How is that a funny question? That is.
Listen, you got to
I want
understand
to
that
know.
poop is only as dark as your soul, and therefore my poop can't get any darker. So
Black.
I mean, when I drink green beers, I have green poop for 2 days.
I
So
love
how
her
is that an odd
asking the
question?
hard question.
I don't know, but you better start dyeing your beer pink and sparkly.
Oh, well, that's why I add the glitter to my beer or to my wine, because when you add it, you do poop sparkles.
That was going to be
Oh my
my
gosh.
question.
You will have some next weekend, and you will
Don't
be
send us pictures.
pooping sparkles when you go home.
If I
I
get a
am
picture.
the more sober one, JT, and also along with us for this ride that Llama shoved us on and said, "Let's
Yes.
go until we vomit, and then let's go again."
Oh, sorry, my dinner is being made in the kitchen, so that's pretty noisy. On that note, I'm Llama, and we have a reoccurring guest here. This way, I'm not good with the reverse pointing to people. Who do we got here?
Not easy.
It's me, Gavin. I'm back
Crazy.
to finish up this saga and to talk about
Kevin.
poop. I'm here to talk about poop. What do we want to talk about? I love it.
I mean, I love it, right?
Is there any mom out there that hasn't had the poop conversation?
Oh, we have it literally all the time just with our friends.
I know.
So,
Okay.
I get
Yes,
it.
Lady in Gray. I'm aware green beer has dye in it, but why when I eat a cupcake with green food coloring, I don't poop green, but I
If
do
you had enough
when
of
the
them, you
beer.
would.
Yeah, I think it's about the quantity that makes it
Yeah.
happen.
Probably
Are
the
you
type of dye.
saying? I mean, those of you that don't know me, I am not a beer drinker. So I can
Me either.
guarantee you it is like one green beer. So once again, my question is, why do I poop green after one beer, but I can eat 3 green cupcakes and not poop green? It's something in the beer. It's the wheat, the barley.
You're not Irish enough to absorb the dye.
Okay. I'm not Irish at all. So, okay.
There it is. Solved.
I'm going to just shut up.
On that note, guys, if you haven't yet liked this video, please do, because the YouTube gods love it and it pushes us up in the algorithm so other people can find this ridiculous conversation we're having. Also, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because I'm sure this topic will come up again another time. But on that note, tonight we dive into the last episode of our special investigation, Zizian's Unveiled. This multi-part deep dive exposes the chilling truth behind the Zizian Cult, a radical mix of trans, vegan, rationalist anarchists who have left a trail of bodies stretching coast to coast. This is, without a doubt, the most bizarre and complex true crime case I've ever encountered, and I'm pretty sure for everyone else. And there are new details emerging almost daily. This story keeps getting wilder. But before we get into wrapping this all up, JT, why don't you, or I'm sorry, Terry, why don't you let us know what we're drinking tonight, shall we? So people
You
know
pick,
these aren't sober conversations we're having.
pick just so I can put up the thing up front. So, guys, I planned on not drinking tonight, okay, at all, because I just want to tell y'all what I've drank in the last 24 hours.
Mm.
Last night was my bestie's birthday party. She may be on. If you are, hello, Miss Cheryl. I had way too many strawberry margaritas, vodka shots, and then more strawberry margaritas.
Love it.
And then I finally went to bed at 2:30 in the morning. Okay. And then I drove back home, and then I went to CC Wine and Company tonight as a guest for their Vault Society Club. I did 8 different wine tastings, full glasses of wine.
Woo,
And I
girl.
went there because they wanted me to tell them about True Crime and Wine Time, and we're talking about
Mhm.
doing a live show there.
That's
So it was all
awesome.
good, and they had great food too. So all of that
Love it.
just to say, I think I have more alcohol in my blood system than I do blood, so I wasn't gonna drink. But then I drank this wine there tonight.
Oof.
Okay, and I'm gonna we all know I'm not good with words. It's Ludovicious. Okay, it's a Garnache, not a Grenache. It's a Garnache, and I tasted it. I loved it, but the tasting notes are bright red berries, roses, and spice on the nose. So it's a juicy raspberry, cherry, and pepper on the palate, medium tannins, and then it says it has a nice length to finish.
Ooh, that is fancy.
So
It's
I'm
also what
I
she
have
said,
words.
intoxicated.
though.
I'm
It is,
intoxicated,
but
and
also what she said. Correct.
I'm intoxicated, and I apologize now because I am pouring me a glass now.
You know, can we talk about Cabin's eye makeup and the adorable shirt dress she's wearing? I'm not sure which it is, but I love it. I
It
love
was
it.
I
this
do
was
love it.
my attempt to be like war stars.
War stars.
Oh
Hold it off. You
my
look
God,
fantastic.
she said it.
Oh yeah, we're not going away. JT, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, you guys always told me never to go full Ziz, but obviously I did in the beginning, and it got very hot to. I don't know who the hell designs graduation gowns, but they should be shot because obviously they're just bitter because they never did, maybe, but they're hot as hell. Anyways, doesn't matter. I mean, what better to end the series for now than with something dark and full-bodied and basically a Sith in a cup? So I've gone for Parkway Brewing's Raven's Roost Baltic Porter. It's super easy to drink. It's got some chocolate tastes in it and things like that. Anyways, it's really easy to go down, unlike this story, because yikes. Captain, you go.
I love how she
All
has
right.
mood lighting now.
Sorry,
I love
yeah,
it.
I
someone
know.
so well, because there's a light switch upstairs and somebody just turned it off. So I just
Oh.
texted them to say, can you please turn the light back
Oh,
on?
well, if not, you look great. And I think
I was like,
perfect
say, you look
storytelling,
great.
lighting.
Okay, it was a
So,
dark night, and
yes.
I was drinking. Well, for all the other episodes, I said I was gonna drink beer because I didn't want to get too drunk.
Yeah.
It's back. Thank you.
Oh, let there be lights.
Let there be. Did you use your mind to make that happen
Phrases.
instead of send a text?
I used my phone. I
The
wish.
mana powers.
If I had the force, I could have done it with the force, Terry. But so I'm not drinking beer tonight. I said screw it. Face the fear. I decided to make a pitcher of cocktails to drink tonight. It is a white wine spritzer, so it's not like as usual cocktail
That's a
level.
cocktail, honey.
But it is a champagne with creme de violette and
Mm.
lime juice. I found the recipe online, but the name of it is "Don't Fall Off the Roof and Ruin the Party." So I
Comes with
can
a warning.
promise you at least half of that.
That sounds freaking delicious.
It
And
tastes
I
kind
love
of like
that.
sour Skittles, honestly. I don't know if I put
Oh,
too
those
much
are my
lime juice in,
favorites.
but
I love them. They're my favorite and they're Belle's favorite too. Well, I know it can't be ruin a party because partying with Cap'n is always a good time based on my experience. And I feel like she is now one of us because we've all been there, Cap'n. Well, tonight I am finishing my bottle of Yellowstone Road Moscato and I found a bag of wine in the fridge. I'm not sure which box it's from in the last 7 weeks. I have no
Okay.
idea, but we all like surprises. So,
Okay. My first problem is how are you finishing a bottle of Yellowstone Road? Because corks are for quitters, and you're not a quitter.
I'm not a quitter, but it's also a twist
Wow, that's
off,
an
babe.
invisible glass. You've got
It
an
is.
invisible cloak
Because
on
it's a
that
twist
bottle.
off.
Yeah, actually, I opened this one today. I had 3 bottles since Thursday show. The bag, though, apparently that stays fresh for a while. So
It
I
does. It will
just.
last 35 days. I will tell you,
Mhm.
I've pushed it to about 50, and it's been okay.
Really? Because Elbow Feet was like, you got a bag of wine in the fridge. I'm like, what are you talking about? I would never. He's like, you do.
As long as you keep it very cold, you can go about 50 days. So I'm that person that takes it out of the box because I like to lay it in the
Oh, yeah.
refrigerator in just the bag because it gets colder, and then take a Sharpie and I write the date on it of when
Oh,
I
that's smart.
drink
That's
it.
smart. All right. Well, that's what we're all drinking. JT, why don't you kick off the show and we'll get on the ways.
Sure. So this series involves many non-binary and transgender people. We're not going to avoid these topics as they are important to the philosophy of the cult. All subjects are going to be introduced with their chosen name and legal name for the sake of legal research. We will do our best to use appropriate pronouns, but know that if any mistakes are made, it speaks to the vast number of players in this case and the complicated nature of their beliefs. And it's in no way intended to disrespect their gender identity. Now, we're very proud of the respectful and inclusive chat community that we've built here. Our regulars know the drill, but to anyone popping in, please know that we don't tolerate hate speech. Statistically speaking, trans people are 4 times more likely than cisgendered people to be the victims of crime. We are not here to fan that fire. We are here to discuss how this group of bright young people ended up involved in multiple deaths.
All right. Let's get into what tonight's going to bring us, you guys. But before we do that, so let's recap, okay? So when we left off in episode 6, 5 people had died, 2 had faked their own deaths and reappeared, 3 were in jail, and 3 had gone into hiding. For a quick recap, Jamie Zajko blogged about trolling Ziz, but also said that Ziz wanted them to kill their roommate, Alice Monday. But Alice slipped away, and Jamie, for some reason, only got closer to Ziz. Sorry for the noise, everyone. Elbow Feet's making me dinner. Sorry.
Hey, what's for dinner?
Actually, it's gonna be like chicken noodle soup, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, homemade chicken noodle
Green
soup
beer.
too. So there's that. So anyway, in early January 2023, Zajko's parents were found dead in their Pennsylvania home with bullet wounds in their heads. The police interviewed Zajko at their home in Vermont, noting that their 9mm Smith & Wesson matched the shell casings found at the crime scene. When Zajko returned to the Philadelphia area, reporting acting suspicious, the police searched their hotel room as well as one shared by Ziz and Daniel Blink. Found in the search was $40,000 in cash and Zajko's gun and 5 boxes of ammunition. All 3 Caballeros? Yeah, did I do a good job?
did it.
Caballeros? Yeah. Were detained, but only Ziz was charged. Eventually, she was released into her mother's custody and did what she does best and proceeded not to show up for court. Every week, we've chipped away at this bizarre tale, one story at a time. This week, we'll be telling the rest of the story and looking at the bigger picture. Are you guys ready for this? I don't know.
I
No.
mean,
No.
I would just say, I know the story, and no, I'm not. And that's why I decided to just keep drinking and not go for water. I just can't with these people. So
I love that.
our series comes full circle to the Border Patrol shootout on January 20th, 2025. Okay. It was instigated by Teresa Youngblood and Ophelia Buckholt. How did I do with saying that, guys? Did I get Buckholt this time?
You did
Okay.
so well. Good job.
Thank you, because I'm not good with names. So, which hopefully you'll recall because we discussed it in our first episode. That conflict resulted in the death of Backholt and Border Patrol officer David Maland. Now, a week later, Youngblood appeared in federal court in Burlington, Vermont, arm in a sling from injuries sustained in the shooting. Now, they were charged with intentional use of a deadly weapon while forcibly assaulting a federal law enforcement officer, which you never want to do, and with discharging a firearm during an assault with a deadly weapon, not the death of either Maland or Buckholt.
Right. And so like on the first episode, we had talked about why Youngblood was not charged with the murders of Bachholt and Milan. And at that time in the first episode, I believed that, oh, I don't understand why, because this could be considered felonious murder, right? And then, I saw some notes, and so I did some further research because it has been bothering me a lot. Well, Youngblood, it's because, well, this is my interpretation, so we'll see. But Youngblood is facing federal charges, and they do have felonious murder. However, it looks like, according to Cornell Law's website and my interpretation of what they're saying, is that because the felony in this case is whipping out a gun and shooting it, where the end result most likely leads to death, then felonious murder doesn't apply, right? Because normally it applies like kidnapping, robbery, where the likelihood of death doesn't really go hand in hand. But I suppose, depending on the investigation evidence, we'll see. There could be possible murder charges, but I do see why it's taking a long time now, since that's not an option. So I'd like to correct some of our stuff we were talking about in the first episode there.
Well,
Anyway.
speaking of evidence, an arrest affidavit signed by FBI agent Leah Bodnovich gave more details of the shootout. She stated that 3 Border Patrol vehicles and multiple uniformed officers stopped Youngblood and Bachholt over what they thought to be an expired visa, which has since been shown to not be expired. So it's possible a computer glitch caused this, like unfriendly AI. Youngblood allegedly fired upon the officers fairly immediately, while Bachholt was said to reach for her own weapon, and an officer returned fire.
Mm. So I have a little bit of a tinfoil hat theory here. So, like, because we know that Youngblood and Bachholt were surveilled for like a whole week. And then they conveniently get pulled over when it seems like they were leaving town and there's visa issues. I have but wonder, like, was this a legal traffic stop? Like, maybe that's why Youngblood hasn't been charged in regards to the deaths of Milan and Bachholt, or maybe I've been watching too much Karen retrial. I don't know, but it causes me some eyebrow raises.
Girl, same, same, same. I mean, if that was not a legal traffic stop, that's going to change a lot of things
Mm.
because To the best of my knowledge, nowhere have, up until recently, looked in a database to see that someone might have an expired visa and decide to surveil them and stop them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't go with a lot of their crazy crackpot theories, these Zizians, but this one,
Yeah.
I don't even know if this is a theory of theirs. This is a theory of mine.
Yeah.
That I have some questions about this stop.
Well,
But
I
anyway,
am
I
part of
digress.
mean-
the llama cult, so I'm with you. Cult leader llama.
Okay.
Bless you.
I was
Creepy.
kind of thinking that so many people were shooting that maybe that's part of why the charges hadn't hit yet. Where
Maybe.
the
Oh.
affidavit just says the exchange of gunfire resulted in Mayland, Youngblood, and Buckholt sustaining gunshot wounds. So it's a little vague, but I think that's understandable in a situation with that many officers with
Yeah.
guns and at least
I
one.
didn't think of that.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
fair.
So what it seems like here is it's kind of like a 2v2 Sharks v Jets moment. I am up to date on my jazz dancing. So dance battle? Anybody? No? All right.
Play it cool, JT.
I mean, if only
Oh,
we'd
whoops.
had more dance. If only the Zizians had more dance battles, we wouldn't be here. I think that's what they were missing.
Can't help it. When you're a jet all the way, Captain.
So not only did the affidavit describe the shootout and the evidence obtained from the Prius, it included a line that alluded to the larger story. Because this affidavit is being submitted for the limited purpose of establishing probable cause, it does not include all the facts that I have learned during the course of the investigation. So to further solidify that the FBI is starting to connect the dots, at Youngblood's hearing, U.S. Attorney Matthew Drescher filed a motion for detention stating, the defendant's escalation of a peaceful law enforcement interaction into a deadly confrontation alone underscores the danger to the community. Her associations with other individuals suspected of violent acts also warrants caution. I would have thought that assault with a deadly weapon would be enough of a reason to detain someone.
I mean, basically, but this is a bitch you ain't getting out of jail card is what this is. She ain't leaving. Nobody's getting bail.
She is staying.
Yeah. Yeah. Which
Well,
makes sense.
The motion called out Jamie Zachko, who they found to have purchased the guns used by Youngblood and Buckholt in the shootout in Vermont, the February of the previous year, when they were a person of interest in a double homicide. The motion also casually mentioned that Ophelia Buckholt had flown into the country just hours before the Zachko murders and alluded to Ziz as another dangerous connection, having been detained after both the first attack on Lind and this the Zachko murder.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's kind of interesting. Do we have any reason to believe Buckholt was involved in the Zachko murders? I mean, I haven't seen any evidence of it, and no one's been charged.
No, I mean, I've seen this statement around as well that Buckholt flew from Germany to the States that night, but like where exactly Buckholt flew into that day, I nowhere to be seen. I'm assuming that maybe it's somewhere close since everyone keeps bringing it up, but it is kind of weird that nobody said exactly where Buckholt flew in that night. So, but it
Yeah.
does seem like possibly, I don't know. Do I, after what we know of Ophelia, though, that doesn't seem to jive with her. But, you know, all these people surprise us. So,
Yeah.
What do we know?
If there's one theme, it's surprise. And it's usually coming out of the back of a box truck.
I was going to say a
But
jump scare.
overall, yeah, right. Actually, it's usually coming out from underneath the box truck. I forgot. That's how they leave.
That's right. That's their door.
We do know. Here's what we do know. We know that someone other than Jamie showed up to the Zachko's home on the night they were shot. It's on unreleased ring camera footage. Thus far, that makes Jamie, Blank, and Buckholt all confirmed to be persons of interest in that double homicide, which is not really something you want to be on the VIP list for.
My only question is, if it's unreleased Ring camera footage, I'm gonna just say with this group and everything being so speculative, in my opinion,
Mhm.
how do we know there's really Ring camera video footage?
Oh, because the police have said so.
Okay.
Like it's been like that evidence, the Ring camera has been like reported on, but nobody's seen it, right? So we
Okay.
don't know exactly what it sounds and look like. We're taking the word of law enforcement, which if you've watched the Karen Reed trial may not be a
Like,
good idea. But it has been reported on a lot. It was one
okay,
of the very few things they've put out about the Zajko murder because there is next to nothing to
nothing. Yeah.
find.
Well, I have to
Now,
say that the bestie showed up, the one who I celebrated her birthday party last night, and I drank
mhm.
way too much, and why I have more alcohol in my system than I do blood. So I'm glad to know that she is still alive because
There
she
she
drank
is.
more than me.
Ooh, happy birthday,
Then happy
girl.
birthday.
Happy birthday. Can't sing the song because it'll probably get us in trouble.
It's
But happy
not.
birthday
No,
anyway.
you can do it now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah,
we
It's
just
she
not called
doesn't
Recto
like to be
anymore.
the center of attention,
There it is.
so let's not, because she will
well,
kill me.
all
She's
right, we're
coming to
done
our
now.
live show in person next weekend. JT, maybe we should do it then and make her come up on stage with a
Oh,
tiara and a banner. I'm kidding, Cheryl. Just kidding. I love you.
I just
Yeah,
got a
Cosmos.
notification that a ticket was refunded, and we're down one.
Oh my God, guys, Cheryl just reminded me. I also drank 3 Cosmos last night.
Oh my God, how are you
That
functioning
is why
today?
I feel like shit.
That's the one reason you
That's the
It's the
listening.
reason.
Cosmos.
And just
Oh
like
my I'm
that,
like
I can
going,
think of
Harry
so
was
shit,
many
done.
other reasons.
how did I
Happened.
forget I had 3 Cosmos too?
I think the
Oh, shit.
margaritas helped with your forgetting, but oh, look at that. We're gonna have a new
Well, you
murder
know
to
what?
cover on True Crime and Wine Time or
I
cover the
needed it
trial.
to get into this case tonight because, guys, this case still just makes my head spin. So I am going to blame it on that. I drank so much so that we could be on camera tonight.
I love that. Thank you, Terry, for taking it for the team. Now, anyway, now that the FBI has linked these cases together, they moved quickly to search those Airbnbs in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I may have given
Chapel.
myself this section and not Terry for a reason.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. We love you, Terry. We
What
love
is
everything
wrong with
about you.
Chappelle?
Nothing. I think it's
Just so you
magical.
Nothing. It's
know,
just
I've
fancier
been
than it should
there
be.
and I have friends that live there. Jessica, if you're watching this, because you know I watch us on replay, I said Chappelle way back then, and she told me I was the perfect bougie friend
You are the perfect.
because I
Yes,
say Chappelle.
Jessica. She's not wrong.
You're
She's
my
not
only
wrong.
bougie friend.
Annie,
And he
one
does
of
not
our
agree.
Carolinans. Anyway, you guys, prepare yourself for what we're about to tell you. Okay, so in the early morning of February 5th, the residents of a wooded neighborhood to the south of Chapel Hill awoke to loud bangs and bullhorns. Dozens of federal agents and sheriff officers strategically moved through the area, entering 2 homes, the Airbnbs rented by Youngblood and Bachholt. Some of the officers wore uniforms reading Evidence Recovery Team. Oh my, look at you, evidence officers. Hello. The Chatham County Sheriff's Office confirmed that they were only assisting the FBI in the search. It is yet to be confirmed if they found anything of interest or if they had a goal in mind. But an April New York Magazine article has this interesting passage. You guys, oh my gosh. I read this and I was like, oh, what?
This is, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, photos taken later show empty boxes of ammunition and containers of soylent and supplements. A book about the
Jesus Christ.
Scandinavian. Oh, I haven't seen these pictures. Look at that. Okay.
No,
A
you said Soylent. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yes. It's made out of people. Um, a book about the Scandinavian resistant movements during World War II, with detailed descriptions of how they poisoned their occupier's water supply, large tanks of argon gas, and a cutting device. There were boxes of surgical masks, a black metal face mask, whatever that means, receipts from chemical supply companies, and a respirator, along with an order slip for a surgical device called a wronger, used for cutting small bits of bone.
So I had to do some Googling here. Um, and I found that argon gas is not poisonous if added to the water. It can be
Oh.
dangerous if inhaled. It can cause asphyxiation. But in smaller amounts, it can cause memory loss and cognitive issues, which is interesting in this group that's doing all these weird mental experiments.
Right.
But it's also used to control bleeding in some medical procedures.
Oh. They should just
Really?
smoke
And
weed.
now Captain's officially on every list known and unknown. Although I have a feeling we all are at this point.
Totally.
I done been.
Right. And there was that stretcher found there too when we talked about it in the first episode. Like, what in the hell are they doing with all this stuff? I spend an unhealthy amount of time thinking about it. I will be honest with I spend too much time thinking about these people, but
Oh, girl,
what?
same, because it freaks me out. I didn't freak out until we got to the medical device to cut up small bone parts.
Yeah. Who
Once
owns that?
that happened, why do you need that? Why?
I can't
I
think
don't-
of a
So-
reason.
I don't know. I mean, it all seems like a means to different ends depending on how things go. Kind of like a cult preparing for the end. It just like that would require some thinking ahead, which doesn't seem like they do much of that. But
It's a
I
fair
don't know.
point. They don't.
I really thought JT would take that opportunity to make a joke about noble gases.
well,
I'm sure they're
I just
coming.
can't seem to make a joke, especially about what you mentioned above being. I mean, it's sad because all of their friends are gone.
Nerd
Well-
joke. Argon.
The thing that I found interesting, they are smart people. How did they not know that if you put that gas in the water, it wasn't going to work?
Well,
Oh,
I
they
was
read it in a
just-
book.
well, I was knowing that they were researching poisoning a water supply. I was like, is that something they can do that with? And it's
Right.
not, but there's other things they could do with it.
Okay.
What a weird. I didn't even know the Scandinavians like had a resistance during World War II. I mean, it makes sense. I just
Oh,
never thought about
me.
it.
I don't think we learned that in Texas because we're more focused on Texas history in Texas than we are about the world.
You're right. Screw World War II.
Who gives a shit, right?
I do want-
We have the Alamo, bitches.
I was going to say, we got the
I would like
Alamo
to say,
bitches.
Lady
What
in
do we
Gray-
need you for?
I've learned that and not even my dad laughed at my dad jokes because he was here, and I have never felt so inadequate in my life. So
Jeez.
I got to work on those kind of a lot.
Oh, I thought I drank more of this wine. Than
I'm going to
did.
just grab my glass and say, well, the FBI got an unexpected break in their case on Sunday, February 16th, when a resident of Frostburg, Maryland, called the local police around 3:30 p.m. to report two white box trucks with chains on their tires. I just mentioned chains in a previous episode, and y'all thought I was weird. But anyway, chains on their tires trespassing on his property. 3 people had asked the owner to let them camp at this site. So this is this person's private property, and they asked to camp there for a month. In a surprise, I don't think to anyone, the landowner said, no, thank you. Go away. I mean, let's just be honest.
I have two things to say about this, actually. One, why did they have chains on their tires? Like, you don't
There
really
was a,
see snow chains very often on.
Well,
Yes, JT. Do you have
there was-
insight? Because I'm
There was a
confused.
whiteout snow squall with high winds that day.
Yeah, but to put them on and off, like you keep you keep snow chains on for like a season, don't you?
No.
No.
They
You can
have
take
just
them
keep
off.
them on and off.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
it was
You
a
like dry
Karen
them?
Use them
Reed
here.
trial. It was the Karen Reed trial that we talked about this that I asked. And I got reminded that when we lived in Vegas and we would go up to Mount Charleston
Hmm.
and it would snow up there, but not down in the valley, you put on the snow chains to go up there. And then when you
Okay.
came down and the snow's gone, you take them off.
Okay. We
It's
don't
kind of like
really
a condom. You
use.
put it on when you need it and you take it off when you're done.
We don't really
Well, we
get enough weather to like get snow chain. I mean, we get snow and shit, but like not
But don't
snow
y'all
I
have
don't know.
chains.
Your
snow
whole
tires?
cars into buildings thing tells me you might need to use them more
That's a
frequently.
fair point, JT.
But don't,
No,
isn't
nobody
there,
gets snow tires anymore. No, we
they
don't
have
get
them
enough
over in
bad weather.
Finland.
Well, yeah, because they're much higher north, and that makes sense. But we don't get as much severe snow and weather in Ohio like we used to. So I remember being a kid and people used to talk about snow tires, but I don't know a single damn person in Ohio
Yeah.
that gets snow tires.
Well,
So,
I have never been to
I'd like
Ohio.
to
So
okay. Well, thank you all for educating me
Right.
about snow tires.
will
'Cause
we
I was
need
very
snow
impressed.
tires in July when we come for the live show?
I
I
just
mean, I'm
told
just
you don't even need them
asking.
in January. No.
Okay,
What?
I'm good.
No. But, back to this landlord guy, right? I can't imagine what this guy must be thinking now if he found out who they all were and like what happened to Curtis Lynn. Like, could you imagine being like, what?
Come again?
What?
Like, I honestly can't imagine what the guy was thinking in general. Like, not only for him to see these people on his steps and his property, but then also to have them like treat his no as like a challenge to accept. Like you might be able to do that in California, but certainly not in North Carolina because if you say challenge accepted, it will be met with a so go away. Like, don't stick around.
Yeah, I would
Marilyn.
just say don't do that. Now, because we all know I
What?
like to be me.
Captain's laughing her ass off. Why?
Because it's Maryland. Because we're everyone's
yeah,
saying
it is
different
Maryland.
states. Just try. I didn't catch that earlier.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Are
look
we
at
in
that.
Maryland or
Oops.
North Carolina? Oh, because we were talking
Listen,
about
I'm still not fucking
Chappelle.
around with Maryland. You ever checked your
Amos-
phone while you're driving in Maryland? There's a state
I'm
trooper
going to
right
just
on your
pour
ass
another
the whole
glass of
time.
wine.
You
Like
should.
And
angry
I'll be fine.
crabs.
Amos says, I'm having sympathy drunkenness. I can't spell or type or control a mouse tonight.
We're poisoning the
It's
water supply
so true.
with our drunkenness. And this is the beginning
We
of
are
it.
gone.
Double H is going to be holding my hair later. So
I love
now,
that. He's so sweet.
because speaking of Double H, if this group would have just reread Gwen's Slackmobile blog, she literally tells them where you can park to stay off the radar. Okay. And I don't think it said private property in small mountain towns, that it didn't make the list, guys. So, anyway, the property owner in Frostburg found the truck owners to be so off putting. They called the police.
Ah.
And I'm going to just say they were not off putting. Their crazy radar went off. They were like, these people be crazy.
Right? And no one ever listens to our Dragon Queen Gwen. Gwen, by the way, if you're out there, you still haven't emailed me yet, please do. Okay? Tara at
I know.
tcwtmedia.com. Thanks.
And Gwen,
This is the
if
first
you're
time.
only on social media and you don't do email, Tara's not on email, but
I'm
or
not on
not
social
on
media.
social, but you can find Terry True Crime everywhere or TCWT because
True.
we would love to meet you.
I know, right? Anyway.
Listen, call the police. Because it's better to say something when you see something. Also, what Tara said.
Email me, Gwen.
You, JT, I think you just said the
Hmm?
statement that should just define everything. If you see something,
Do what Tara said.
just say something.
Just do what Tara says is actually this. It's
Just
actually
do
more
what Tara
important
Seems
than
like
tell the
safest
police
route,
anything.
so let's do that.
And now you know why I say I am part of Llama's cult. I do what I'm told.
I was
guys
part
are
of a cult
so rid-
once.
You
0
guys are
out of
so
10
ridiculous.
stars. Do not recommend.
Excuse me, young lady, you are part of the Pinky cult, and that is a
That's true.
fact, and you cannot change. We are
That's
a
true.
I
subcult.
said I was part of a cult. I didn't say the pink
Now
cult.
you're
I
part
said
of
a
my
cult.
cult. Now you're part of my cult, and we are a subcult
Ugh,
of the llama cult.
everybody has cults.
All I
these
have is a cult
days.
of personality.
Oh,
So
God.
back
All
to
right, let's get
Maryland.
back to the story, Cabin. She's
I
like,
thought
oh
we
my
were in
God.
North Carolina, Captain.
No, we're in Maryland.
I don't want to be in Maryland. I
We're
want
in
to be
Prosperous,
here.
Maryland. It looks like a really lovely scenic place. Like
It
very
does.
like it's a wonderful life vibes. Uh, so when State Trooper Brandon Jeffries approached the box trucks, Daniel Blank was sitting in the passenger seat of one of them. When asked to raise his hands, Blank advised that he had a learning disability and did not understand what Jeffries was saying. Now, we do know that Blank's mother described him as mildly autistic, but now might be a good time to remind you that Blank has a double major in bioengineering and computer science from UC Berkeley. It's pretty likely that he knew what he was being asked, especially since he was fluent in at least 3 languages.
Okay.
Sir.
I don't have any of those degrees compared to that group, and I only speak 2 languages, English and sarcasm.
Oh,
And I'm going to
snark.
just say, I may not be as smart as them, but even I know what they were asking of him.
Right? Oh, goodness.
Ich spreche English nicht. Not to be outdone, Ziz and Captain looked very surprised by that. Ziz and Jamie Zashko were found in the back of the other truck. You guessed it. Dressed in all black and strapped with ammunition like a Star Wars Mad Max crossover cosplay. Jeffries ordered them out of the truck, but as he reported, they complained that, quote, they were being told too many commands and were not cooperating. He also wrote that the female was crying, saying not to kill her. Jamie seems to have picked up some tricks from Ziz because they refused to put their hands behind their back and had to, quote, be taken down to the ground by the officer, who found a Sig Sauer handgun in their waistband. At least 2 other guns were noted in the officer's write-up, a rifle and another handgun. All 3 amigos repeatedly refused to give their name. It's like I got that on purpose. Give their names when asked, but were later identified by FBI photos.
You're
I tried
fired.
to please. What can I say?
You're
I love
fired.
that.
It is War
Fired.
Stars. It is not
War
Stars
Stars.
War. It is War Stars. Okay? Get it right. Get it right.
Okay,
Waiting for
well,
somebody to finish watching.
And I just heard somebody behind me laugh. And I'm guessing that's the peanut gallery.
Oh, those tears coming out of Jamie's Blank. Anyway, so Zajko, Blank, and Lesota were charged with trespassing on private property and obstructing and hindering a police officer. And Zajko and Lesota were also charged with misdemeanor firearm possession charges. Zajko was additionally charged with resisting or interfering with an arrest. The 3 were booked into the Allegheny County Detention Center. The only real surprise here is that Ziz didn't play dead again, which is shocking.
Well, listen,
Maybe she learned.
Ziz obviously didn't see over the hedge, or she would have learned all of how to play dead. But like, we really need to come up with a running list of charges in states. I can't believe how many they have. Like, it's like a CVS receipt, you know? It just keeps going.
Just keeps on coming.
Right? They are everywhere. Anyway, so 2 days later, on February 18th, the 3 Stooges appeared via video for their bail hearing. For fuck's sake. Judge Eric, with an H at the end, Bean, any relation to Mr. Bean? We don't know. Ordered all three. Yes. Ordered all three to be
Where's the
held without
shame?
bail. I hope this is exactly what the judge did. Anyway, so he ordered all three to be held without bail, describing them as dangerous flight risk. Oh my gosh, did he hear about Ziz faking her own death? Is maybe that why? Oh, I don't know. Maybe all the missing court things. I don't know. Anyway, while Blank and Zajko generally stayed quiet and replied with yes and no answers like a reasonable human being, you know who really didn't play dead? Our girl Ziz, who apparently, as soon as her video stream went live, started begging for vegan food. Quote, I might starve to death. I need the jail to have a vegan diet. It's more important than this hearing is. I'm super glad that Ziz has stopped her dramatics.
Okay.
Sorry.
I am just going to have to say, you just gave Buffy a run for her money for being our reenactment girl. And Amy, can you clip that and make a short out of it, please? Because that is something I need to see again and again.
You need to see more and more. Okay.
And I'm going to just tell y'all, this should just hope that no one is spitting into her food. She
Right?
is in prison or jail, but right now, I mean, just eat the pasta and vegetables, girl.
I mean, I get it, but like
I-
also now is not the time.
It's
Now
not.
is not the freaking time.
It's
That
not.
should be the least of your concerns. You are sitting in freaking jail. Not a good time.
Okay. Do you think she's flicking Mr. Bean while she's in jail? Never mind. Just sorry.
I'm gonna leave. I'm
Hold on.
leaving right
I got
now.
the answer for you, Terry.
Just said that
Well-
out loud, didn't I? Did I just say that out loud?
Yes, it was hilarious. Don't take it back. We're going to clip that shit too, Terry. Anyway, where were we? Oh, here we
Come on,
are.
Mrs. Bean. I mean, Captain, just come on. Just shut me down.
Judge Bean shut her down. But he did let her speak later in the hearing when it was appropriate to do so. Ziz continued to complain about hunger, saying that she had fasted for over a month during her stay in Pennsylvania jail, and that she was already in a mild state of delirium due to lack of food.
From the I doubt that files.
Oh, God, it's always something with her.
She,
Insufferable.
she also told the judge that she didn't belong in jail, saying, I haven't done anything wrong. Which is just okay.
What have you done
Sure,
right?
Trespassing and weapons charges aren't as serious as all of the murders your friends have been doing, allegedly. But come on, girl. I think if you didn't belong in jail, you might have shown up for some of those missed court dates and not faked your own death. But whatever you say, babe.
I agree with you. Now, and guys, I'm just still in shock by me saying that out loud, but okay. Unfortunately, I'm
take-backsies.
just speechless. So,
I love you, Terry.
unfortunately, Jamie Zashko, anyway, as they faced the judge in Maryland, a separate criminal complaint was being filed for the illegal purchase of the firearms used in the Vermont shootout. Now, ATF Task Force Special Agent James F. Loomis filed an affidavit recapping details of that fatal shooting and sharing the findings of his tracing of the weapons involved. Apparently, they had been part of a 3-gun purchase by Zashko on Valentine's Day 2024. Why do these people have to go and make this kind of purchase on my day of love? Okay,
It's true.
guys,
It's your special.
that is a crime in itself, and she deserves the death penalty for that. Okay. But anyway.
Kathy.
Oh my God.
By the way, Catherine
No.
made all the visuals that
No.
I did
no,
not look at
no,
ahead of time
no,
either. I love it. Good job.
no.
A
That's
plus.
just.
Oh,
Why
that's
aren't
not
they
what I was
pink?
laughing at all.
I'm surprised Terry wasn't like, but why aren't the guns pink, you guys?
You should
Captain
not
knows
have
what I was
guns and
laughing at.
hearts. You should not. It's Valentine's Day. Come on. Come on. Anyway, so just so you know, this is not the best way to handle being single on Valentine's Day. Okay? Just
No.
go get a couple of pints of some chocolate monkey ice cream, a couple of bottles of wine, and you will feel much better and just get through it. You do not go buy guns. Okay? But the third gun purchase was a Ruger LCP, and it was a 22 LR. Now, it has not yet been recovered by authorities. Now,
Interesting.
the Six Sauer, which I think is what I own, was found on Jamie during the Maryland arrest, and it was purchased the day before the other guns. So, guys, the night before, you're supposed to be buying flowers, chocolates, jewelry,
Oh, thanks, Cap.
not a gun. And then the next day, don't go buy 3 more guns. Okay. All 4 purchases made at the same shop in Mount Tabor, Vermont. Use the address of the cabin Jamie shared with Alice Monday and then blank. Now, that cabin had been abandoned and sold over a year previously. Yeah.
So I'll be brief, but like some gun control laws could be cool, maybe.
Captain, but you know that's specifically not true. How else would we arm bears? I think that's how it goes. I think.
Well, I don't want to bore y'all with my thoughts on gun control, but I've mentioned this on a previous episode. Here in Texas, you can now buy bullets for your gun 24/7 out of a bullet vending machine. So at 3
Ew,
a.m., if
allow-
you're pissed off at somebody and you don't have any bullets, you just run down to the local vending machine, buy your bullets, and you're good to go.
Wow, like
I'm
those
sorry.
red movies or whatever they're called. That's cool. That's
allow
Yeah.
Mm.
allow me to
Just,
quote
I
the
mean,
great captain when she said, and I think I have this right. Gun control laws could be cool, maybe.
I live in Texas and I'm okay with people having guns, but we still need laws. Just like it's okay to drink, but you don't drive after drinking.
Mhm.
So laws are not a bad thing.
Some
Unless you're in
responsibility.
Massachusetts.
Unless you're in Massachusetts, that's right. Even the cops get drunk and drive. It's fine,
Could
everybody.
you
In a
say
blizzard.
Massachusetts again? I really liked you saying Massachusetts.
Massachusetts? I don't know. I'm not great
I
at
like it.
a Boston accent.
Does
I
anybody
I
think
just heard
it's
5 different
interesting?
pronunciations of Massachusetts in like 5 seconds, and I don't know what to do with this at all.
Oh, crazy. You gotta wrangle us in, Tracy.
So,
We're out of
Lobby, you
control.
were saying, did
I was
someone
saying-
find it
Wrangle nothing.
interesting?
Isn't it interesting? I just put it together that Jamie bought all of their guns in the month of February. Like when we learned about Ziz asking them to kill Alice, blah 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 blah. That is when she bought the gun. They bought the gun that police believed was the gun used in their parents' murder. And then here she
Uh-huh.
is. They are after this buying more guns in the month of February. What is Jamie's deal with being like, I need to buy guns in February in Vermont? It's crazy. It's weird. It's weird.
I don't know. I would like everyone to write their legislators. I would like to say that you cannot buy any firearms during Love Month. It's our shortest month of the year. They could restock, they could do paperwork, but we
You're in the
shouldn't
wrong
sell
state for that policy.
I love that.
we shouldn't sell guns during Love Month because, unfortunately, on a serious note, Love Month is also a high domestic violence month.
Very
So it makes sense on both sides, good and bad. Let's just take a break, kind of like Lent for guns, but we do it during the month of February.
I want to live in Terry's world.
The fact that we
Please.
even have to have a Lent for guns is an issue. But let's keep going on, please.
We will go there.
Anyway,
So
let's keep going.
now, just so you know,
Mhm.
they have license plate readers in case nobody knew that they had this thing. So the license plate readers in New York read the plate number of Ophelia Buckholt's Prius heading north on February 13th, 2024 in South 3 days later, presumably to pick up the weapons.
Again, on your love day, I want to live in Terry's world. But continue on. Take
Please.
us on more, JT.
Yeah, so the three muskrat tears, which is it's a lot harder than I thought to say. I had to say it out loud. I confused my children earlier. Have been sitting in Maryland jail since that bail hearing. Everyone else in our cast is either dead or missing, but just last week we were gifted a little gem when the Associated Press shared a few snippets of a 20-page letter Jamie Zashko wrote on March 9th.
I have
I've
a
been waiting for
question.
this to happen. Yes.
Aren't
Terry.
you insulting the real Three Musketeers?
Well, these
By
are the
using
muskrat
it-
Group,
tears.
Terry?
What'd you say?
So-
Aren't they fictional?
Llama? The Three Musketeers are not
Yeah. It's a fictional
they're not.
story.
No, it is not, honey. Come live in my world.
Okay. I commit. I'm joining Terry's world and cult. Apparently. Where the Three Musketeers are real people. I don't
Man,
think
you
they
thought
are.
glitter was a problem now.
Sir.
Glittery
Shit.
poop and everything. I mean,
You're
what
right.
other cult guarantees you glittery poop? None. None.
It's true.
I don't know.
All right. Anyway.
I don't have anything smart to say to that, so I'm not going to say it at all. We weren't happy with a few snippets because you know how Llama do and the rest of the staff. So we sought out the full version and basically having to read another blog. So full disclosure, this has not been verified with the AP. It came straight from the 9th Circle of Hell, aka a little site called X, which aspires to be the 10th Circle of Hell. So they're a few more Nazis away. Anyways, it's consistent with what the AP has published and with a lot of the tomfoolery we've already read on numerous blogs. A journalist posted this image of the beginning of the handwritten letter that matches the file, so we feel pretty good about thinking this is it.
Guys,
Look at that.
I just Googled the
Handwriting.
Three Musketeers.
Mm-hmm.
They're not real.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God,
That
the
is
world
brand new
crumbling.
information, Terry. What?
No, seriously. I thought, oh my God,
I love
it's
you.
a fictional novel.
Yeah, it is. I love you, Terry.
The funny part
I love
is
you so
she was
much.
watching the Disney version too.
I am clipping the shit out of this. I love you, Terry.
I can't continue with this.
It's okay. The world
podcast
has lied
anymore.
to you. It's fine. It's fine. You're so pretty, Terry. You are so.
Well, it's safe to say that they are not offended by the muskrat tears now. So I feel okay.
My parents lied to me my whole life.
What just happened?
Who gave AP Amy the keys to the car?
I love it.
I
Such a nemesis.
love AP Amy. And Amy, could you make a side note for us to talk about all of the other things in my life I'm now questioning that I was lied to about?
Yes,
Star
you can have a
Wars,
session.
Harry Potter.
You can have a session
Nancy
with your
Drew,
emotional
is she
support
not real
llama.
either?
No, she's not real.
Very much not
Neither
real.
or the Hardy Boys. I'm sorry.
They weren't even like
Tom
I
Hardy
really hope
is
you're not
real.
confusing Nancy Drew for Nancy Grace because holy shit.
Hold on. Tom Hardy is real. He is in that new Mobland show. Tom Hardy
yes.
is one of the Hardy Boys.
He is an actor.
And so
No,
is
no,
Stephen
Harvey.
No,
Harvey.
The Harvey,
Is
the
he-
Harvey boys.
the Hardy
Steve
Boys and the Hardy
Harvey.
Brothers are two different things. All two
Double H, I
very
need
different
help.
things.
We broke Terry's brain
You're telling
tonight
me the
already.
Hardy Boys are not real. That
Tom
That wasn't
Hardy
us. That was
is
the Three
not real.
Cosmos.
We broke Terry's brain.
What do you mean he's not a
It was
Hardy
the-
Boy?
Oh my god.
We're not even going to go there, Sam. We cannot introduce her to the Mandela
He
effect right
just
now. We got a
Hey,
show
Ziz.
to
Tom
do.
Hardy
Ziz.
Sam.
Guess what? We
is
can break
not a
brains
Hardy Boy.
too, motherfucker.
How old do you think Tom Hardy is? The Hardy
Not
Boys
as
have
old
been
as the
around
Hardy
for a
brother.
long
That's
time.
for damn sure.
I
Hardy
thought it
brothers
was
being
Tom
in the
Hardy
assisted living
Jr.
now.
I thought he was like
Hardy
a junior or something.
You are so pretty, Terry.
I'd hate to
Love
see
it
what you
so
think about
much.
Pete's Dragon.
Okay. Pete's Dragon.
I obviously need to drink more.
Mary Poppins.
Y'all are ruining my entire
No.
life.
No.
Are
Love
you telling me
Terry.
Snow
You were
is
very
not
much
real either?
on the
I
level
wanna
of 5
know-
Guinness JT on Thursday. So, nope.
I love it. Okay, back to the story. We have frickin' railed. Now we know the truth about the three musketeers. Anyway, so back
Tom
to this
Hardy.
letter that Jamie Zajko wrote, you guys. Okay, I'm pretty sure that this is the actual letter because I read the whole thing and it is very on brand to Jamie's writing in their blogs. So I am fine with saying, yeah, this seems pretty legit. Okay, so there is a lot to cover here. So we'll try to be brief. I don't know how, but we're going to try. Okay, so Zajko more or less starts by warning people to not date her ex, Alice Monday, because that's the most important thing you want to say when you're in jail. Don't date my ex. Please and thank you. If you recall, Monday was accused of abusing both Emma Borhanian and Jamie Zajko, but Jamie had denied any knowledge of this abuse. That was back before they were friends with Ziz, though. Now that they're in jail facing several charges, they can be honest, of course. Monday did abuse them, but they lied about it in order to infiltrate and become a whistleblower in the rationalist community. Because, like so many online arguments these days, it all comes down to disgusting crimes against children. If you catch my drift, because I don't know if we're allowed to say that word on YouTube, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. And the only way to defeat predators and abusers in our communities is to allow ourselves to be abused so we can lure the abusers into a false sense of security, apparently, and then do jack shit. Because as Zajko writes, quote, then COVID happened and I ended up not even applying to the organizations. Well, shit. That was a pretty crucial part of the plan, Jamie. All right? I think it's kind of important. I mean, if the Zizians are known for anything, though, it's definitely doing everything half-assed.
They should have
Ugh.
just called Chris Hansen.
Oh my God. Who's like, yeah, that's all happening. But you know what? COVID happened. I'm done. I'm not going to talk about the abuse of fucking children.
COVID
Because
is rough.
COVID got in the way. What? And we're supposed to believe you? You social justice warrior? Get out of here. Come on. Killing
Probably
yourself.
thinks the
This have
Musketeers are
ruined
fake.
my whole life. So I don't know why they're even here.
You know what,
And the
Terry?
fact
Actually,
that
we've
my
been playing a
friends
joke. We've
are
been playing a joke
texting
on you
me.
this whole time. Ziz isn't real
My friends
either.
are texting me like, I am so sorry. They are ruining it for you.
Are you sure that's what they're saying?
We love you.
Yes, because
I
they
think you're
love
magical.
me.
I
Just give me the
feel-
lies.
So they lie to you? They lie to you?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
not how you
love.
love somebody. You tell them the truth. So
I
they don't
love-
Then
come
why
on
do you
live
tell your
streams and
children
say,
that there is a
they
Santa
say.
Claus?
Mm-mm.
I feel like the Three Musketeers and Santa are a very different level.
So they
But
give
that's
us
okay. Keep
The
going,
Hardy
Terry.
Boys.
Right? Do they
The
give us
Hardy
gifts,
Boys are
Kevin?
on anyway. So
We love you,
Jamie
Terry.
writes that the Meeker Four were swatted
Ugh.
and did nothing wrong. Of course they
Ugh.
didn't. I mean, seriously.
Or
And
Meeker
sure.
Tears.
Okay, I'll go with that one.
Is that the sequel? The real
That is the
sequel.
Yeah.
It's
sequel.
based on the real life.
But
And
then,
what's funny is the Zizians thought they were too.
and sure, guys, maybe Anna Salomon called up the Westminster Woods and ended up escalating things in advance somehow. But also, maybe some camp counselor saw 4 black-robed guy focuses blocking the only
Foxes.
entrance to their
Foxes.
facility and
It's a
decided
fun word.
better safe than sorry. But no, there's no reason to fear these people who have by now been tied to multiple homicides.
No.
And as Jamie says, the only bombs they have are truth bombs. No, I have a gun. If you 4 black guy focuses show up, you're done. Done.
I don't think that means what you think it means.
No.
Somebody
no,
clip
definitely
the
doesn't.
shit out of that so we can show it later.
Definitely doesn't. Definitely
Like,
doesn't.
What does the focuses mean?
Guy Fawkes, he was real.
He was real. Terry.
You know,
It wasn't just a Natalie Portman film.
Yes,
the
It's
anonymous
not just a
mask,
film.
You know the anonymous
real.
mask?
Okay. V for
Oh my
Vendetta
God.
is
So
not
what I
real.
thought was real is fake, and what I thought was fake is real.
Welcome to the simulation, Terry.
Okay, but
Okay, I'm going to just say, Sammy, you are correct. I still
It's true,
believe
Sam.
in pink rainbows and such. And happy girls are the prettiest girls.
I love you guys. Never change. Never change.
I hate all of you.
That's what she says when she means,
All of you.
please change.
Done.
By the way, I am 100% taking their truth bombs line because I love it. And I think we've been dropping all the truth bombs, and Jamie has not been dropping all the truth bombs. But anyway, I
You
digress.
think y'all are dropping the truth bombs? You're ruining
I
the
told you
entire
about the
world
freaking
of somebody.
Musketeers. Okay?
Okay.
I did it.
Next, you're going to tell me that I don't have children and my husband doesn't love me. I mean, come on. I mean, come on.
Oh my
That's a
God.
big
My
jump.
husband-
I love you,
I just
Terry.
heard my husband go,
What is happening, Terry? What is happening over there?
Somebody is going to get a Hey, Lucy!
She's fine. She's fine, HH. We love her. She's doing fantastic.
If I could
Oh
reach
my
into the
goodness.
camera and just pretty. So
Where are
Because-
we? Oh my.
he goes, you're so pretty and I love you.
Oh.
she doesn't need
You
your
are
petty
so
love,
pretty.
Double H.
You know what, Terry? I think that's the truth. I don't think it's made up. There you go. Anyway, Terry. All
Let's
right,
get back to the
Cap'n.
story.
Let's get back to the story, Cap'n.
okay, so
Take
to
us there.
continue with this letter, Jamie writes quite a bit about J.D. Pressman, who wrote the Zizians.info site and occasionally thought a raccoon in his garbage was Ziz. Remember him?
I mean,
I sure do.
Honestly, this is probably one of the reasons why news outlets aren't publishing this letter in full. Zajko makes many serious claims about Pressman committing crimes and cites the Tumblr we read from previously, the one with that raccoon meme, as proof.
my favorite.
They say that everything, like every crime, every death we've discussed, is Pressman's fault because he spread the lies and people ran with it.
Right.
And also, as we've mentioned previously, they think he likes underage people. Him and a lot of the rationalist community. And all of this is about covering up the fact that rationalists are pedos. Sure, Jan. They do name drop Epstein as being involved in this, by the way.
Yeah, there was a lot of name dropping in that letter. I get why they didn't publish it either, because there's
Can
a
I
lot of
just-
statements.
That raccoon is so cute.
The raccoon is so cute, right? But
so cute.
it's not Ziz. Ziz would not be.
I know
Wait,
he's
are
a
we-
fake raccoon. It's all funny.
Yeah.
He's
Are we
fake.
talking about Maximilian who's on the page, or what are we talking about here?
The raccoon picture.
Oh, I think
I
we're
see
just a slide ahead. That's all.
Oh, yes, adorable. I love raccoons that look like you're going to disembowel me.
I was going to say, up next.
Yeah. So
Up next.
Jamie calls Maximilian Bentley Snyder a creep and accuses him of essaying sexually assaulting Youngblood, and theorizes that when Youngblood ran away from him, he hacked into their accounts, decided to secretly support Ziz, and eventually killed Curtis Lind. It's implied that this is to impress Youngblood. We're going to hear another option that contradicts this theory tonight.
I just feel like if this is why he allegedly did what he did, then why was Snyder's first priority, his number one priority in jail, was to write a 1,500-word letter to Eliza Yudowski about turning vegan? Like, if all of this was to get a girl back, or they, sorry, to get them back, your first letter is going to be to this fuckface fan fiction writer? Like, what? It's crazy to me.
Anybody named Maximilian Bentley Snyder? I don't know.
Oh my gosh. The Zizians are so exhausting, aren't they? Can you believe this stuff, guys?
I'm ready for
I had
a
a
nap.
dog named Maximilian.
I mean, I think it's a great name, but this guy sucks.
It's a great name for a dog.
Though I
Well,
guess maybe this
listen,
might explain
another
why they didn't
fun-
get married. I don't know. Continue on. Sorry.
Maybe. That's fine. Another fun fact here is that Jamie calls Somni Jadzia. It's unclear if this is the new preferred name for Latham or a pet name, which is still better than Bay. So, in
True.
Jamie's telling of the death of Emma Borhanian, Lind had connections to corrupt rationalists and wanted to kill his tenants and steal their belongings. Okay. It's another Sure Jan moment. Without considering if it negates their previous argument, they also wrote that Surrey Dow set up the initial attack on Curtis Lind because they hated trans women. We then arrive at a particularly spectacular, which if particularly and spectacular are put together, it's going to be a good one, passage in which Zajko purports that if people think about them and Ziz for too long, they go insane. Too late.
Sorry, guys.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to go insane after I read this. Prepare yourselves, everyone. Quote, by the way, this is mind-blowing to me. As someone who's been researching this for months, and to see Jamie's words of like their perspective of what's went down and what they think of certain people, it's crazy. I love it. Anyway, so this is what they had to write. Quote, there is a pattern of humans like Dow slowly losing their minds the more they think about us without them having interacted much with us. Eventually, they devolve into screaming wrecks who ran about how they're demons or how they personally descended the multiverse or attempted to do terrorist attacks on community events and blame it on us. When did this ever happen? Or threaten to commit suicide and make it look like a murder to have us be blamed. Or attack humans we dislike out of some half-hearted attempt to make it look like we did it. And way too many humans have become totally fixated on Ziz, developing obsessions that have lasted over 6 years, apparently losing interest in hobbies in order to hunt her down.
I have never felt so seen. Maybe Ziz's other kin is actually an eldritch horror.
I'm still apt to think that she's a raccoon, like
Oh my God.
like a rabid Alvin the Chipmunk, maybe.
What? So fucking dramatic. They are all so dramatic.
Terry, Alvin the Chipmunk is fictional, by the way.
I am so aware. But guys,
I
just so
know
y'all know,
He looks real.
I know
And he's hot.
Alvin and Marva. I know all and Simon. They're all. But my bestie, who is still watching, Cheryl, she texted me that she has proof that the Three Musketeers are real.
Oh my God, really? Cheryl.
Bring her on the
So-
show.
Were
Bring her on
they
the show.
I am
were they
not.
April of 22?
I am not crazy. And then she's worried that y'all can see my text messages. And she's like, they can't see me, right?
No, Cheryl.
No,
we
Cheryl,
can't.
they cannot see our private text.
And that's okay. We
But
want
just
to
so
hear
y'all
what
know,
you have to
Although we wish
We
we
love you,
could,
Cheryl.
I think.
say. We love you, Cheryl. And you know
We-
what? We love differing opinions around here. So if you
we do.
have proof or feel that way, by all means.
We can't see your
That is
chats,
not
though.
proof that they're correct. That is not
Okay.
proof that they're real in any way,
That is
shape,
proof.
or form. They are not
That is
hairy
proof.
enough.
We have gone off the rails, everyone.
Well, we're gone
Uh-huh.
off the rails because y'all are trying to be a cult and lie to people and tell them the
This
three
time, it's
musketeers are
not
not
my
real.
fault.
You are trying to
Truth
be a
bomb.
I'm
Ziz.
so happy.
And I
Yeah, but
just
like a
need to make
cuter
sure
one, right?
I am the voice to let people know
Ugh.
that we know that they are real.
Okay. Thank you for that.
That bitch.
And
I did
Oh,
now
not
I'm cracking
verify.
number 4 beer.
It's candy.
This is why I'm on my 4th beer.
I love this so
Okay.
much.
I'm going to just keep going and I'm
Yes.
just going to move on. So, Jamie alleges that Terry has mental illness. Wait a minute. Let me just think again. Jamie is saying that Terry has mental illness while in jail. And so does Terry. And that the self-harm and starvation is because she thought about Ziz or the Three Musketeers for too long, but she descended to the multiverse. And guys, I hate it when that happens. But right now, I'm wishing I could split my brain where part sleeps and part could think because
Oh my
I
God.
just
You're
can't.
joining the cult already, Terry. Oh no, this is how
My
they
whole
recruit.
world has collapsed tonight.
This is how it
Um,
starts. Somebody starts
this
a
is
podcast and they wish they could sleep, but they still have to work.
this
This
is
is
what
how it
happens.
happens.
It's okay.
No, it's how preposterous is this whole statement? They descended into the multiverse. Like what? Okay.
I know.
But also this gives me like Mean Girls, like I can't help it that I'm
Absolutely.
popular vibes. Like what?
Absolutely
You
Mean
think
Girls vibes.
this drives people like shut up, Jay. Sorry, but you lost me. Okay. What?
I
What?
agree.
I've been researching you guys for months now, and I think y'all are idiots. But okay, let's continue on. Go, Terry.
Lady in Gray, that would be a negative.
We're not allowed. We're not allowed to talk shit.
Unless you come to our live show. JT, you will have the opportunity to question Cheryl.
I love that.
I don't have questions. I just want to hang out.
Okay. So now, guys, Jamie describes the 2 years prior to their arrest as homebrewed witness protection. I mean, I've heard of home brewed beer, home brewed yeast bread, but I've not heard of home brewed witness protection. Okay, just saying.
I thought there was some
We are
homemade
different people.
yeast
Those
in there.
those are very different home brews than I was going to go to.
Well,
Keep
Terry's
going.
been drinking for 24 hours, but okay. They assumed that the MIRI CFAR folks had hired elite assassins to kill them. Oh, girl, we wished. Specifically, they want the Ziz gang dead because they're like cringe, girl. That motive is so cringe. So here we get to the passage that's being quoted to the press. And I
You're
need to
so
stop
fucking
drinking.
cringe.
You are
Never.
so fucking cringe. All of you.
So the passage in question is, I have been unable to read the news while in jail. The little news I've gotten was enough to determine that my friends and I are being described as like Satan's lapdogs, the devil, and the Manson family all rolled into one. The newspapers do not seem to realize that there are multiple groups and that my friends and I are not with Snyder. My grandmother's ex-aide is confabulating a conversation that never happened. Papers are publishing speculation as fact, and someone even invented a tall tale about a non-existent machine gun.
Wait,
I'm-
pre or post swastika forehead? That's what I want to know.
Pre or post. It makes a
What?
difference in today's world.
It
I'm
does
with
make a
you.
difference.
I'm viscerally reminded of witch hunts, of the satanic panic, of the mob that burned Joan of Arc at the stake, and of the mob that ripped apart Hypatia. These papers are flagrantly lying. For instance, there were no truckfuls of guns, no machine gun, and I didn't murder my parents.
Oh.
I assume that if the papers are lying about that, and they're lying about a lot of other things too, you still have the option to read what Ziz actually wrote from the source instead of relying on misrepresentative summaries. Sinceriously.fyi is on the Wayback Machine. You may even like what you read.
Oh, really?
That's
Jamie?
right.
Wow.
Jamie has included a plug for Ziz's blog in this missive. Is it going to make us go insane or not, Jamie?
What is it? Reading those blog posts, every single fucking one, did drive me a little bit insane. But also, I have read so many articles, you guys, about this case. Like, if you looked at our Google Drive, I saved so many articles, and not a single one that I have read have they mentioned that they are Satan's lapdogs or the devil, or certainly nothing along the lines of freaking machine guns. Because guess what? I would have said so. I would have said so. So I'm not sure what their sources are in jail, but I've read nothing. Nothing to back up those claims, you guys. Nothing of substances, of like reputable journalism. So
I looked all over for where the heck machine guns came from and found nothing.
no, I think she's getting that from, what do they call that? Jailhouse kites? I think that's what it's called. Mm.
Two things. One, they're not that special to be talked about all the time like they think they are. But two, I'm going to give you something to talk about. You are straight out of Satan's butthole. Now you can start writing about it.
Oh my goodness.
They go on to write, Ziz is not my leader, and I am not hers. What we have is called friendship. Sorry.
Oh
Gail.
my God.
And you know, Oprah forced Gail to go into space, by the way. Just saying.
Oh my
you
God.
see her
Whoever
face?
did this visual, Captain, if this was you,
It's Captain.
that is amazing.
I
That
think it's all the credit for everything tonight.
Yes.
Not
I mean,
everything.
Captain, you have credit for ruining my life. So thank you. They just gave you credit for everything.
All right.
I love that.
What we have is called a friendship, and I love her infinitely more than I could ever express. I've never met anyone like her, and I'm honored to be able to consider myself among her friends. I'm having a hard time with all the brown on your nose. Now, if this seems to be a little you know what, Captain?
Sorry. Incongruous.
I thought I had it. I thought I had it earlier. I ain't got it now. If this seems a little incongruous with a certain blog post we read last time, don't worry. We're going to get there, and it'll be worth the wait. What is important right now is A, this is a witch hunt, and B, the justice system is broken. And again, this is all J.D. Pressman and his rationalist friends' fault.
Of course
Oh,
it is.
and some of them may be connected to the Russian mafia. Because
Oh,
why not? Let's add one more thing to the pile.
we haven't had
Really?
them in this story yet, shockingly.
Let's let it
I'm
on
like,
fire.
really? Now we're gonna bring in the Russians? Okay.
You know what? All of a sudden, we're all going to lose connection real fucking fast.
Right. Right. Oh, wow. Okay. So they go ahead and make allegations of specific mistreatments during their first couple of days of jail, of being denied medical treatment, of being stripped and left lying in a pile of their own sick. They say they are starved and then interrogated when they are weakened, not unlike what Ziz said during the bail hearing. But they say that Ziz got it worse. Put in solitary after the hearing, unable to use tablets to access the legal library or research her case at all. How does Jamie know this? But okay. Jamie has heard that her friends are on a hunger strike. And now we get to that explanation I was waiting for, and probably all of you after our last episode. I bet you're all wondering, why did Jamie previously blog that Ziz threatened to kill her if they didn't kill Alice Monday, and then turn around and write about Ziz being the Stacy to their Mary Ann? I mean, we're all asking that question. Much like the beginning of this letter, where Jamie explains away lying about Alice Monday in a bizarre way, here they write. Go ahead, Terry. Tell us.
I I have so many things to say about that, and I'm trying really hard not to.
Why? You're great, babe. You're great, babe.
Because I've been drinking. Oh my God. And guys, my texts are blowing up. I love you, my friends that are watching on Facebook.
We love them
But
too.
please, the fact that y'all are screen recording this shit, please stop, because this video will be deleted from YouTube tomorrow. Okay?
I'm
I have
changing
to
the
redo it
password
again.
right fucking now.
Stop.
Changing the password right now.
We love you, Terry.
Go
Terry,
for
tell
it.
us more about these
So,
PSs, though.
I know.
'Cause they're
So, no, I have to tell y'all, a little birdie told me that Plum had a brain tumor in 2021, which caused Plum to mishear Ziz on the phone. And guys, the call was recorded. And as it turns out, no threats were made. And that's why Plum took that post down.
Except that post was from February 2022. So I don't buy that. And it's also weird to then refer to yourself as your online name in third person. It's fucking weird, Jamie. And if they're blaming this on a brain tumor, then everything else they talk about in that letter during that time frame wouldn't be reliable either, including the stuff you have to say about JD Pressman. I'm just saying, you can't pick and choose what it affects and what it doesn't, Jamie. Oh, these people kill me.
They do, but I had a brain tumor in 2024 on April 27th, but it was a Saturday that year. And so that is why anything you see on YouTube on April 27th, 2025 is not valid. Okay, because I had a brain tumor. I'm just letting you guys know.
I love you
Okay?
so much, Sherry. You had me going. You had me
Now-
going. And then I looked at my computer and I was like, oh shit, that's today.
That is today. So
See, you
there
are funny, Terry. You are so funny.
I am
let
not
people
funny,
tell you
but
that.
thank
Yes,
you
you
for
are.
saying that.
Yes, you are.
So maybe it's just all the wine and the market. Let's just move on. There are 2 more postscripts, but they're both of interest, guys. It's kind of like Jamie wrote 19 pages of word vomit and then remembered that there were kind of tangible issues at hand, kind of like Terry True Crime does. Now, the PPS states that Jamie will not willingly testify against Youngblood, calling it a show trial. I mean, guys, can you imagine if we could live stream that trial on Porch Cat with Llama? Because that would be some entertainment, guys. That would be some entertainment. Just saying. Now, the PPPS, last one, I swear, guys, I promise. It plays down the gun charges, basically saying it's only 3 guns, guys. None of them are machine guns. Y'all just need to chill out.
It's fine.
I needed them to protect myself from the pedophile army coming after me because I am still a 5-year-old girl.
Now, am I Stefan? because this letter has everything. Telling people your ex sucks, using Tumblr as evidence for anything, descending the multiverse, blaming your if I disappear Ziz did it blog post on a brain tumor, machine guns. Oh, and claiming that their friends are all super sweet and nice when we've seen things like this.
Yikes. Hold on. Can we like
can we make that bigger?
This isn't great. Yeah. Do you want me to read it? Because I can see it and read it.
Please read it, because that don't, yeah.
This is from Emma in a Discord conversation, it looks like. Emma says, I don't know who she's talking to, but it's all her words. She says, Emma says,
She doesn't either.
good is totally cool. Like, imagine getting tons and tons of revenge for justice. Isn't that cool? Are you sure? This is somebody else. Are you sure? Do you get to hold bloody knives as you plunge the knife into someone's bared throat? I'm unclear on how much I actually want to stab my mother's, but probably a lot. What the fuck? All right, so Emma, of course, responds in a very rational way, you guys, because they're rationalists. Remember that.
Oh, that's right.
Emma says, yes. I mean, if you want, those can totally be good things. Like, there's totally a different way to do good vengeance versus evil vengeance. Like, the shape of the poetry is different, but brutally plunging a knife into someone's throat sounds like a clean kill. They have to be actually bad, though, like forcing you to go to school or something on pain of death, which is totally a thing parents do, or any of the other really bad things they do. Quote, kill your parents, end quote, is a very good meme.
What the fuckery?
What? That's right. Remember, you guys, her and her
Very
friends are
war
good
stars of them.
guys. They're the good guys. What in the fuck?
I probably shouldn't have asked you to read that, because now that you've read it, I'm like, oh my God.
All over going to school. What in the fuck?
Okay.
All right.
I
Anyway.
have to tell you, I find this precious because our adorable Annie, who's pregnant, about to give birth, I could just imagine being as new mom to be. She's sitting there going,
What?
oh my effing God.
Oof. This is why you don't tell your
Annie,
kids they're so special all the time.
Don't
your
let them
precious
read Harry
baby.
Potter fan fiction.
That's true.
Don't let them read Harry Potter. Don't let them watch War Stores.
No,
or
Terry. No. Don't listen to Terry,
all
Annie.
mind
Don't
games.
do it.
Go ahead.
For fuck's sake, Terry.
So again, this letter is a case of having an unreliable narrator. They barely mention their parents' murder, first of all, which is a little odd to me.
So weird.
And again, it's likely that no one wanted to publish this because of all the wild allegations against specific people. Because even if we want to spend our time reading these blogs and this letter,
We do.
we also know that that's not proof of anything. You can't cite a Tumblr as evidence. Jamie thinks the justice system is broken, and damn if it doesn't feel that way sometimes.
Facts.
But when you get down into some of these objections, it also seems like maybe they just don't understand how the justice system works.
Nope.
Like, even Lori Vallow knew what hearsay was. She fucking sucks.
She does fucking suck, but she is a goddess, a multi-dimensional time-traveling goddess. So obviously,
Please stop.
Yeah.
Please stop.
But anyway, look at that photo. But seriously, preach girl capping. This seems like the perfect time to plug the new show on True Crime and Wine Time. Shall I? So we have now, this first week was our Couch Court with Llama. Come watch a thrilling show trial, as Jamie likes to call it, as Llama learns the ropes of the Karen Reed's second trial as it happens live. Join me and some of my besties at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. I know it's early, but you can come in your pajamas every day of this week, Monday through Friday. That's all. Shameless.
If Llama can be there at 8:30, you can too.
Facts. Hard
And
facts, you
I
guys.
say a llama animal cracker.
Oh, you love me, Emo Cracker. Oh my god,
And
I love
she's
her so
about
much.
to eat your head off.
No, I'm
Nom, nom,
not.
nom, nom,
I am
nom,
not
nom, nom, nom.
eating it.
Oh.
Do it. I love it.
But I'm going to
Well,
eat the other crackers because I think I need to absorb some alcohol.
It's probably a good idea, Terry. It's a good
mhm.
idea.
as
Anyway,
as for the trials of these three, we've literally done everything. What's left? Little pigs. Little pigs. Little pigs. Sure. Whatever. That works. I like it. I like it a lot. Their trials are separately scheduled from late July to late August. If it's anything like their friends in California, those dates are flexible. Mm-hmm.
sure.
There is a motion to consolidate Somni and Surrey's trials that was filled in December and has been continued multiple times. Wow. Multiple times since. Unfortunately, none of these hearings are available for public viewing. Thankfully, though, legal reporter Matt Simons covered in April 8th, I think it's the same thing, hearing. And Matt writes,
Oh gosh, do I do this in like a 1920s voice? Like the extra, read
Please
all about
try.
it.
Please try.
Okay.
if you don't, I'll be disappointed.
All right. After Somni was coaxed from behind the inch-thick steel doors that separated her from the courtroom, she produced a piece of paper in her hands and began reading a statement laced with conspiracy and paranoia. She claims that a specific officer has threatened her life and that her jail has been forcibly detransitioning her with hormones as part of a quarter-century-long initiative, although it's unclear what she is referring to. Letham's statements appeared more prepared than her apparently impromptu outburst at her previous hearings in March. However, she was not able to elaborate on her claims as she was removed from the courtroom shortly after by officers, though she was able to repeat them at least once. That's okay. Don't you all applaud at once? Jeez, guys. Oh my God. It's fine.
I was just wondering
Amy,
if Terry was going to
click,
pick it up.
please.
Golf claps for everybody. Thank you.
I mean, you. I mean,
Sorry.
yeah, I'm just going to send
We're going to
you a
delete this
gold hand.
episode. We're just
Yeah,
going
we
to
are
delete this
deleting this
episode
episode.
afterwards.
I am not
We're gonna
recording this shit
delete-
again. Nope.
Yeah, but I'm going to just send you a gold hand clap
She will
so
too.
you can just lift them up because that, I mean, your reenactments are great.
And when
But
it
Oh, thank you.
claps, glitter everywhere.
exactly.
Like the LeBron James when he does
Yeah.
the dust thing.
Wow, that's
That's
a
right.
sports reference. Amazing.
You brought
I
out
mean,
the
LeBron
sports
James.
ball reference.
LeBron James is from fucking Ohio, you guys. Come on. Of course. You know how many times I saw him when he played with the Cavs? Before he won any championships? A lot. And it was awesome. Anyway, how
He's all
dare
right.
you, JT? Shut. Wow. Okay. Anyway, continue on with the story before I kill JT.
I know I'm
Now,
like
you'll be
going
covering my
JT.
court.
Too late.
dude,
Already dead. After this
Like
show,
JT.
already dead.
Dude, dude, don't do that. Okay. Now, let's just say Judge John B. Ellis appeared, he used this kind of spectacle by now, and he handled it much better than any of us would because he did it calmly. And we know we would not have done that. But he said,
Looks
because Mrs. Latham will not behave herself, we will have to remove her, the judge said. And he was almost bored as Latham was led out of the room and placed in an isolation room. Love that. An adjacent room connected to the courtroom by a large window where she could watch the proceedings. So, guys, kind of like that baby room inside the Catholic Church where you can go and you see everything, but we can't hear you. That's where she was.
Yes.
Okay, she went
Very
to the
much
not so
so.
good place. Now, the funny thing, her muffled shouting could be heard in the next room for the rest of the hearing.
Of course.
Which
Of
I think is just that.
I'm sorry, can you explain this baby room to me?
So in the Catholic Church, you have the church open where the priest is, all the people, but we have a room for these
Oh.
people who have these little demon children that want to cry during church service. So you go in that room and it's a soundproof room, but you have a window so you can see what's going on, but we can't hear you.
Okay.
You can hear that, but we don't hear
Two-
the little demon children.
Okay.
Two
So like
things. Two things. One, you mean they were acting like children, but Catholic-wise definitely made demons. But two, that's only available in rich Catholic churches. In the poor Catholic
that's not
churches, you get put in the back. Like, you just get put in the back.
That is
So-
not in all Catholic churches?
No, ma'am.
I think we need to
No,
discuss
ma'am.
this after the show because I need to know if there's like a one-way mirror or whatever.
I don't know. This judge
But-
looks like B-list Christopher Walken. He's making me uncomfortable.
I didn't
He
know
does
this
look
was on
like Walken.
camera.
Oh,
I'm
And
sorry.
I just need to know real quick, who is Nico?
You
Because
guys be a
Sadie
little bit more specific.
Sunshine says he needs
she's
to be
talking
fired.
about the Lakers, isn't she? I don't know.
Oh, is that what she's talking? I think she's talking basketball. Don't worry about it. She's talking
I'm
about
like,
basketball, you guys.
I'm like, did we hire somebody named Nico?
No.
The one
but
person you
fire
probably
him.
should know, no fucking idea.
I worked with a guy named Nico once. I did. That was his real name, which I thought was a very cool name, but he wasn't the coolest. He
she
wasn't
is
bad, but he was
wrong.
not cool.
She says the Maverick coach. Isn't the Maverick coach Mark Cuban? Oh, never mind. He's the owner. Okay, we're going to just shut up and move on.
All right, back to cults instead of sports. You know, a different kind of cult because they're kind of the same.
So-
Nicely done.
So Surrey Dow appeared remotely and was described as soft-spoken and cooperative and does not want their trials consolidated. Dow filed an opposition to the motion to consolidate in January, claiming that consolidating the two cases would gravely prejudice their case.
For sure.
Yep.
But
Um,
also kind of go fuck yourself a little bit, but okay.
I mean, so just this last Tuesday, on April 22nd, Curtis Lynn's friend and tenant Patrick McMillan testified to his relationship with Lynn and his knowledge of Lynn's Zizian tenants, as well as the attacks that ended Lynn's life. This was conditional testimony, which is testimony recorded in advance when there is a reasonable belief that a witness may be unavailable to testify at trial, which I wish they had done with Lynn.
I'm
Um,
pouring my bag wine, not peeing, in case anyone is wondering.
Well, now I
Sorry.
have to pee. So
Well,
Um,
I don't know what to tell you about that. Sorry,
So
go ahead.
there is hope for McMillan to be an important witness in the upcoming trial, but his testimony may be complicated by his physical and mental state. At 81 years, Patrick McMillan has had 8 strokes and 9 heart attacks and testified to memory and cognitive issues.
Mhm. Ugh.
Damn.
8 strokes and 9 heart attacks. That is crazy.
And he's still alive?
And he's still alive. Him and Lynn both went through some crazy ass health things. And both of those guys, well, Lynn is sadly no longer with us, but his recovery from the first attack, I'm just saying, what are their secrets? Because, wow. Wow.
Well, McMillan said in court, "I can't do math. I can't add. I have difficulty reading. Names are hard for me, and sometimes I can't pick up the right word." In short, he didn't come here to math. A man after our own hearts.
Of course, we love you, Patrick.
first of all,
Love you.
rude. The man's had heart attacks, so don't know about that.
Not a touch.
I know. I'm glad you said something because all I can think of to respond with is girl same. McMillan testified that the Zizians on Lynn's land had threatened Lynn on multiple occasions, throwing rocks and pulling out knives after disagreements. Jeez. Which led to Lynn purchasing his gun. He testified to seeing eviction notices taped to the windshields of the slackmobiles before the attack. And he confirmed the story of Somni Dow and Borhanian's attack on Lind as we told it previously. Now, the defense focused on using his admittedly poor memory against him, pointing out inconsistencies. What?
Look at that black cat.
I'm sorry. I got distracted by the fact that there's just a
Oh
random
my
ass
God,
cat.
look at that black cat.
Look at that. Annie, are you still watching? Look at this black cat photo bombing the crime scene.
It's
That's
like
kind
when
of like the
Calliope
couch
photobombs
sports.
the live stream.
Yes.
I
Annie is that. Yes.
Annie Calliope, I mean, her little butt the other day was so cute in front of the camera.
That's true.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry, but thank you for JT for saying that because I was like going, oh my God, that nobody's going to talk about the cat.
Thank you for that picture too, Captain. Perfect.
I don't remember where I was.
She is intentional. Y'all may
defense
not
focus-
realize it, but she'd be intentional with her visuals.
She's a smart cookie.
People don't
She's
realize
a
it?
smart cookie. Are you
I
talking
think she's
about
saying
me
that-
or the cat?
Yes.
All three. You, the cat,
defense-
and Captain. All three. We're all the hoes.
High five,
Wow.
Captain. High five,
Captain
Captain.
seriously
We'll
thought
be
you were
hosed
going to
together.
Annie, but you went to Captain instead. Good grief.
I love
Wow.
it. Okay.
Not in North
where were we?
Carolina. The defense focused on using his admittedly poor memory against him, pointing out inconsistencies in his testimony and inaccuracies in his memory of the layout of Lynn's property. They also highlighted his criminal history, which he says were part of his being an intelligence agent for 30 years and that he had to, quote, go down with the arrestees a few times. Wording. The defense spun him as a criminal and a narc and one whose career was built on his ability to lie. Somni continued her pattern of shouting about being assaulted and threatened by the police before being physically removed from the room. God, I wish I was there. This was likely a reference to her August 2024 civil rights complaint filed against Solano County. Their next hearing, that might be a serial killer's writing. That is something. I just see journals and journals of it. The next hearing scheduled for May 2nd, where the motion to consolidate should finally be resolved. Should. Not
Isn't
will.
it like,
Should.
isn't it like Thursday or Friday this week?
Yes, it would
yes.
be
Our live show's
Thursday.
on the
'cause
3rd.
Friday is
so if
the
I-
3rd. And that's when I'm leaving.
There's
on
probably
my
just going to be
calendar.
continuance, to be quite honest.
I
I wouldn't
know, but
expect these guys to go
I
to
just
trial
think we're
till,
going to
like,
have
July.
so many updates coming.
This
Mhm.
they're talking like this hearing is gonna like actually resolve
Solidify?
some things as far as
Oh.
moving forward. So I have it on my calendar.
I hope so. Awesome. Thank you, Captain. You know what I find
We'll blog about it.
interesting is like just I can't wait to read Captain's blog and review them in a true crime story.
The captain's blog.
The
Come on.
Captain's
Come on.
blog. It's right there in
Captain,
front of our faces.
We, Amy, will you set up a meeting for us to schedule that and talk about all of it and design it so it can
You
happen?
just use my
Yes.
Substack.
Thank you.
Yes. No, I think what is interesting, God, these guys when they're in custody, I get their complaints. Okay. I understand that these things do happen to people that are incarcerated. But for fuck's sake, can you go about it in a different way that is going to maybe have a chance of producing some results or change, because their theatrics are exhausting and help nobody to take seriously. Oh my God, I hate these people so much. They hurt my brain. Oh,
This was the first time I realized that there was a civil rights complaint in Solano County as well as the one in Sonoma
I
County.
didn't know that either.
So, I mean,
Mm.
again, yeah, it sucks. I'm sure that a lot of bad stuff happens to trans
Yeah,
people in
of
jail,
course.
but
All sorts of
it's the
people.
quantity of the
It's not great.
accusations, the scope of the accusations. There's a lot of them in this game.
I mean, nobody's going to listen to you when you act like a fool.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to take you seriously, your cause seriously. And for some reason, these people who are grown ass fucking adults have not picked that up yet. I don't understand. I feel like they do more harm than good, but that's just me. Anyway, let's continue on. Well, who else is sitting in jail, you may ask? Well, Milo, aka Teresa Youngblood, and our favorite name, Maximilian Bentley Snyder, which I can't help but pronounce it anyway, but that way. Because he
I
seems
think that's perfect.
so fucking pompous, doesn't he? Anyway, so Teresa Youngblood, aka Milo, was last in federal court in Burlington, Vermont on February 7th, where they entered a not guilty plea to a weapons charge related to the shooting of David Malland. Further hearings have not been scheduled at this time, which is not surprising for a federal case. Good luck getting a whole lot out of them. We'll hear some things, but that's just how federal court works, y'all. I agree. I think the federal court, nobody said this, but I agree with you that the federal court should be more transparent, way more than it is. But here we are.
You
Now,
think?
I have so many opinions about that, but now is not the time. Anyway, Snyder's last hearing was in March 26 in Vallejo, California, where he pleaded not guilty to one count of murder with special circumstances and agreed to delay his preliminary hearing to allow more time to prepare his defense. Good luck, buddy. His next hearing is scheduled for June 16th. Snyder has been accused of lying in wait before attacking 82-year-old Curtis Lint, which is also an aggravating factor due to his age, making him eligible for the death penalty or life in prison. Now, you may be wondering, well, yeah, but Llama, he's in California. What are the odds? Weird thing about California, you guys, is they don't have a problem putting people on death row. They just don't follow through, which is so interesting, their death row count. But
As
anyway,
I say, I think it was Gavin Newsom who
yes,
put
put him
that
on,
into
yes.
play. And
Well,
I
it's
will
gone.
say, whoever put it in or stopped it, I did like the thought behind it. I would rather not put anyone to death than put to death an innocent person. That I agree with. But
I won't go into that, but I will say that the death penalty in the state of California has went back and forth numerous times in the several decades. This is not new to one particular governor. I mean, since the 70s, I believe. It's been
it does. It bounces
ping-ponging
back.
back and forth in California. But with his heinous, brutal crime of what he did to Curtis Lynn and what Curtis had survived before, I would not be surprised at all if prosecution went for the death penalty with him, based on those
Well,
aggravating factors and the heinousness and brutality of the crime, which is what you need to qualify for a death penalty
right.
case, by the way.
He will.
I'm
put
going
it
to say send him to
509.
Texas. We will take care of him in Texas.
Okay.
You guys take care of a lot of folks.
Wait. Anyway, Captain, what you got for us, girl?
Well, we did get some hot goss this week about these two alleged lovebirds.
So saucy, you guys. It's
What?
so saucy.
It's not so much like goss as an article with some insight to their relationship before the crime and a Medium article written by their mutual friend. It's nothing too wild, but it is interesting to see how these two found each other and made the choices they did. Some of the highlights are they connected over their mutual love of Harry Potter and the methods of rationality, because of course they did. You just can't
course.
discuss this complex multiple homicide case without running into that Harry Potter fan fiction.
No, if we did a shot every time
Avada
that
Kedavra.
damn that damn fanfic was brought up. Oh my goodness.
Y'all be as drunk as I
Do you
am
think
right
they
now.
screamed Avada Kedavra at the same time?
Oh, that's probably their noise. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry.
I mean,
Clip it
It's fine.
right now. Clip it, repeat it, and put it into a mix.
This is
I
how
would
you
like
know
an
I've been
EDM
streaming.
about that.
This is how you know I've been streaming too many hours in a week. I'm just delusional when I come on here. It's fine.
okay, Sammy, you are just so adorable. She doesn't want
Isn't
to
she?
argue with any Texan. I'm not saying Texas is
I love
right.
her.
Okay. I think we're too quick to kill. Let me just go on record in saying that. But I am going to
Most
say
of them don't
California,
understand what they did.
California, y'all put people on death row and then you put them in this beautiful prison and they overlook the San Francisco Bridge and Bay. I don't even have that kind of view outside of my bedroom window.
Maybe if you got on our boat fleet, you would, Terry. Maybe if you
Yeah.
joined the Llama Cult boat fleet, you
The
would
Brat
see that.
I
fleet.
think it's technically Buffy's boat fleet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Buffy is in charge of the boat fleet. My
I
bad.
was gonna say, I thought it was Buffy.
Well, you're
I was like,
fired.
I am not getting into
Fired.
that.
It is. You're right.
Oh,
I have
shit.
overstepped. I shall walk the plank of Buffy's
Please
boat
walk
boat
the
fleet.
plank. Amy, add to our meeting for Monday that we need to discuss our lanes and where we should stay
Our
because Llama
lanes.
just stepped out of hers.
Our
But anyway.
lanes look like planks.
Like, like,
Oh my
We're all fucking jumping
goodness.
at one point.
Anyway.
but
tell us
anyway,
more, Terry.
so we learned that Milo changed their name in 9th grade with the name coming from the Phantom Tool Booth.
I don't know what that
Max's
means.
nickname was Suitcase Kid, which is not a great nickname when you're into true crime.
No. No, it's not.
It's
Too
not.
many people
I
end
meant
up
to
in
say it's not a good
suitcases.
look.
Sorry.
It's just not a good look. It's not great. Okay, that's my new phrase. So
You're welcome.
Milo described Max. What? Are you talking
Does
about
anybody see the
my
fact
that's
that he
not great?
signed his own
Yeah.
photo?
You're welcome for that.
Does anybody see that he signed his own photo? Anybody?
No. Oh, of
I
course
thought-
he did.
Oh, he did. Oh wow.
Well, it's probably from someone's yearbook.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, but
How do you make it
that's
so small?
hags. You write hags. Have a great summer. Hags.
He didn't even
I
have
I
one.
am doing this. I am doing this too. We all remember this. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you.
Love
Nobody
you like
wrote
a
that in my
sister.
yearbook.
Yeah.
Am I
Well,
that
Lilas.
much older than you, guy? Because hags means you were an old, crotchety woman. You're a hag.
Hag
Oh my
stands for
goodness.
have a great summer, damn it.
I know what it
You youngins need to just learn to spell the words. Okay, y'all just don't know how to spell.
I'm just glad I'm not in the age of Bay and Skibbity. So
It's okay. We're just moving
I'll
on.
take hags over
Okay.
Skibbity any day.
So Max's nickname, Suitcase Kid, is not great. Okay, it's just not great. But Milo described Max as a friend with benefits before they even met. I mean, Luke Bryan is my husband that I haven't met yet. Okay, and we're gonna do the shake a bow bow. Anyway, now
Double
what's
H.
oh, he's aware. He's Luke Bryan's my free pass. It's Monkey Butt I
Ooh.
have to fight because that's her free pass, and she's
Okay.
12.
Okay.
Exactly.
I mean,
So
I don't know about Luke.
now, what's probably the most interesting thing in that article is the reasoning for the cult. Okay. Obviously, they are all vegan and talk about it a lot. I mean, like vomiting a lot. But this article alleges that the issue is if AI is developed by meat eaters, the AI is going to use the model for factory farming to enslave and torture humans.
Okay.
So,
Have you met most
I
of the
mean-
humans? Like, come on.
I mean, come on,
Already
let's just say.
enslaved.
I mean,
Okay.
but in their minds, the only way to save the world was to turn everyone vegan. Now, apparently they got these views from online spaces, never having actually met the Zizians. So there's a lot of talk of the documentary Dominion as being the tool used to persuade friends to go vegan. Now, it was mentioned in Gwen's blog. I always say this person's name wrong. I
Zajko.
apologize. Zajblok.
Zajko.
Whatever.
Oh, for fuck's
Sashko.
sake. There you go.
Terry is
Yeah.
drunk. Terry is drunk. I don't even
Drunk
know
Terry
my
got
last
it.
name. And by Youngblood. Now, I guess it's fair to say it's basically the Potter Harry fan fiction of veganism.
Oh my God, Terry.
Okay, guys, I did that on purpose just to see AP Amy in the background grab her head and shake it. That
And
is
boy,
the
did
only
she shake
reason.
it, shake it, shake it. Uh-oh.
That
Oh
is
my
the
gosh.
only reason that was for you, Amy.
We love you, Terry and Amy.
But it is Harry Potter, not Potter's
It's, fun.
Harry.
It's so funny. Tara says I love you every time that she wants to say hate you so much.
Me? No,
No,
never.
she's
You
sitting
would
there
know if I
going,
hate you.
I do. I know.
okay, what Tara is saying, bitch, you need help, is what she's saying.
Sure. Sure, why not? Harry Plopper, call invites only. Oh, for fuck's sake, Sam.
Plopper?
Harry
Who is Harry
Plopper.
Plopper?
Harry Plopper.
I'm pretty sure
Is
it's
that a new
poorly structured porn parody.
No. Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Anyway,
I'm
where
done.
were we? I don't know.
Yes, always.
We did a documentary. I guess it's fair to say the Harry Potter fan fiction of veganism. Anyway.
All right.
Let's
Their friend
drink.
Ash's Medium article says that Max indoctrinated Milo to this way of thinking and rationalism in general. I watched their fringe extreme. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to eat my microphone at this point.
I didn't write that part.
Zizianism with through Max was never cut off, was almost sucked into it with them, was too close to being sucked into it with them. What is happening? I didn't. Okay.
That's the suck of the suck of the suck.
Sure. Quote, we talk about them reshaping my brain. Milo wrote to Ash in 2022. In 2023, Milo wrote, quote, I genuinely might be evil. I don't really understand it yet, but I'm learning. Later. I want to be. It's a fancy later. Latter, Ash says Milo referred to this as Max, quote, ziz pilling everyone he comes into contact with.
Max left
Man, that was
Oxford.
harder than it should have been.
Max left Oxford to hang in Seattle with Milo and eventually Ash as well. They would have threesomes and eat vegan mac and cheese and dinosaur faux chicken nuggets.
Ooh, yeah,
Those
that's
are
my
really
kind of
good.
threesome, I guess.
If you haven't tried them,
Wait,
those are
what
really
are-
great.
The threesomes?
No, I'm talking
What?
about the faux dinosaur-shaped
Okay.
nuggets.
Just making sure.
Don't
Threesomes
make
are
me admit
good.
something right off the bat.
Food
I'm
afterwards.
like, threesomes are good in appropriate situations.
But at least
Yeah,
they
well, they-
provided food. You'd be tired afterwards, so that's
Exactly.
nice.
And
Yeah.
carbs?
And this
There is
seems
nothing I want more than after a threesome than dinosaur chicken nugs.
and vegan mac and cheese.
Nuggies.
Vegan?
So hot.
That's not real.
It is. I've had it. I've had a pretty good one actually.
Well,
Not
then-
after a threesome though. Probably tastes really
well,
good.
you're
after a
missing out
threesome.
apparently.
I mean, it seems like everybody was into it. So A bit later, after Max had tried to fundraise to get Ziz out of prison in Pennsylvania, Ash lapsed from being a vegan.
Okay, Captain, just wait a minute. You said they all seemed like they were into it because if they weren't, that's an additional crime.
They very much all seem like if
There
you
might
would
be
have
three
really,
crimes.
Well,
We might have to consolidate.
I mean, we've heard allegations from in the
I-
Zajko letter that
Uh,
Max was assaulting
right.
Milo, and this is saying, you know, they were friends with benefits. They
They
brought
were
another
all
friend
into it.
in,
But you
like,
woke
But-
up the next morning and
Right.
had regrets.
But Ash, the additional person in the threesome, gave a different perspective
yeah,
than
Right.
what Zajko did. And to be quite honest, no, Ash didn't need to write any of this.
no.
So, of the
Um,
two who I find maybe more reliable, it's gonna not be Zajko, but you know, whatever.
I think that Sashko's not my reliable source.
no. So a bit later, sorry, I already read that. Ash is no longer vegan. It's a big deal. Then Max and Milo suggested to Ash that maybe they weren't a good person. And maybe the world would be better off if bad people killed themselves.
Sounds familiar.
Understandably, Ash took a step back from that relationship.
Smart.
Milo
Smart.
continued to talk to them even after cutting off their parents, saying that they were working on a Slackmobile with Max. Milo ended up driving that truck alone to Chapel Hill, though they applied for the marriage license later that month. Less than 2 months later, they were both in jail. So that's just a different perspective than what Zajko had to say, like we just discussed. But some of the detail, the dino nuggets and all that, it's just
Mm-hmm.
it's really an interesting Medium article if anyone really wants to go down the rabbit hole. It's like it's written with the times shifting and like it's very artfully done. It really
Yeah.
seems like somebody just completely mourning the loss of a friend.
It was a very
Going down the
interesting read. That's for sure. It was a little reminiscent of some of the other blog posts and the confusingness of them, but I will say this, right? This Ash person never needed to write any of this. And I mean, it's hard to decide, right? Like, this is all who do you find more reliable? But you know who I don't find reliable right now? Jamie Zajko. That's who. Like, your
I mean-
credibility is already. But okay.
If
All of-
Max isn't involved with Ziz, like I understand that maybe they never met Ziz when they loved her ideas, but
Right.
like if Max isn't involved with Ziz, but Max and Milo are like super tight, how does Milo end up in North Carolina living with Ophelia? Like,
still-
how is
yeah.
she such an important, or they such an important player in this?
I still have so many questions about that specific period in time that we don't have yet, that we probably won't get yet, unless it comes from Milo or Max. But like, it is very weird. It's very, very weird. But okay, you guys. So maybe that wasn't so much a full circle. It's kind of a loop-de-loop that we did tonight, plus alcohol. What are we going to do? But that's the end of the updates we have at present. So let's go ahead and update our graphic to show where everyone is now. Oh man, this is what you guys have spent the last 7 weeks waiting for. Oh my gosh. So we have Gwen and Alice Monday are still off the radar, but it is believed that they are alive. Gwen, email me, girl. Dow, Somni, and Snyder are in jail in California. Youngblood is... Thank you, Amy. Youngblood is in jail in Vermont. And Ziz, Blink, and Zajko are in jail in Maryland. And of course, let's remember the lives lost along the way. Okay, you guys, because we lost a lot of people in this storytelling that, yeah, we all had fun and games, but serious
There
things
was
did
lives
happen
lost.
here. Lives lost. We have Maya Pasek and Jay Winterford, former, I don't want to call them Zizians, but they were there in the early days. Richard and Rita Zajko, the parents of Jamie Michelle Zajko, Curtis Lint, the landlord of many of these people, David Milan, Border Patrol agent, and Ophelia Bachholt, one of the people shot in the Border Patrol shootings. That's too many people. Too many people lost in this story.
Mhm.
Now, this is where we are ending the series for now, but I promise you all, there will be more in the future once we learn about their court proceedings. Okay, that's the thing about court, is it is not in any certain time. They set dates, but then it gets pushed and it gets pushed and it gets pushed. All right, Surrey and Latham were supposed to go to trial this April, and it didn't happen. But
And
I
if the
assure
wheels
you,
of justice turn slow,
they do. They do turn slow, but for good reason. You
they
guys, for
do.
good reason. So as soon as we have court updates, we'll do an update for all of you guys. I can assure you that. Okay, the minute somebody goes to trial, you will know. I promise. Maybe we might read some more of Ziz's blog post. We still have plenty to read. You guys, we only read maybe 1.5 of Ziz's blog posts, by the way. There are so many more to cover about shit craziness. And I'm working on some Zizian ideas for our members only, including the highly talked about Harry Potter fanfic written by
Potter
Oh,
Harry? Yes.
Harry Potter. Damn it, Carrie. What have
I
you
like
done to
Carrie
me?
Hotter.
Your mana powers have come into my brain. It's because we didn't have table legs between us when you were making eye contact with me.
Just
Okay.
leg to leg. No legs between.
No legs
The
between.
legs between.
So we may do some readings of the Harry Potter fanfic section. Oh my gosh.
The readings are
Anyway.
going to
Have
go
you been
great.
drinking today? Oh, Sammy, such a thank
Harry Potter.
you.
So if you're not a member yet, click the join button so you don't miss out on the fun and me pronouncing everything. Because if you think we're crazy on these lives, wait till you get to members only, where
And we spill
No-
secrets.
nothing is off
We
limits.
make mistakes.
We sure do. So hold on, let me take a drink.
Fired from our jobs.
I don't know
Right.
if I should drink anymore, but okay.
We're almost done, Terry. It's fine. As a matter of fact, we're going to get to our closing thoughts for this evening. So we have spent almost 20 hours diving into and talking about this story. 20 freaking hours-ish, you guys. Yes, Terry.
Okay, can I just pause you there? We're talking about 20 hours on camera.
Yes.
How many hours behind the scenes
Hundreds.
that the
wanna
team
know.
has done? So I just needed to call that
Hundreds.
out.
Voluntarily.
Voluntarily.
I can tell you between February to March, I probably did about 200 hours of research.
Yeah,
Listen.
I'm like,
But
And writing.
where
sure.
terror lives, rabbit holes going down them, it's legal. So it's fine.
That's true. And the lovely
but I just
captain
needed to
has been
point that
great.
out.
A great
Because when you say 20 hours, it makes it sound like, oh, blah, 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 in 20 hours. No, I just want people to understand in the background hundreds of hours.
Hundreds. Between
went into this.
myself, Amy, our assistant producer, and Captain, we have
Cap'n.
covered like every square inch of anything that is available anywhere. Like,
Yeah. So
she's been like,
I just
Kevin
wanted
has
to give
been like, I
kudos
am
to
in
y'all.
a Twitter rabbit hole. I'm thinking about messaging people. I need to know more.
Please do it. Girl, you go.
I asked Cap and I was like, hey Cap, you think you could like help me out with visuals for this? And she's like, yeah, sure. And now she's
The
in
only
deep.
time.
Because when you're
Only
looking
time
for
I
the
am so happy
visuals,
I have a job. So I don't get
I know, but
Right.
Captain, when you
Yeah.
look for the visuals, you have to go down
you
the
have
rabbit
to
hole.
go through everything, yeah, because it's
Mhm.
like, well, what is this? Is this the real person? Like, it started that the first episode, it's not, I wasn't as into it. It was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
But at this point, it's like I have to find which courthouse is which, and
You are so invested
stalk
now, right?
people
I
on
know,
Twitter
but then you just
and
go
get
down and you're like, I need to know this and this and this
Y'all
and this.
don't got enough shit. I got you
Look,
need
someone-
you need distracted.
Someone
No.
in Zoshko's letter tweeted at me 2 days ago, and I was like, I am in the multiverse now.
You
Love that
are.
Oh,
for
girl,
you.
please put
I'm gonna
on
call
your
you Miles
tinfoil hat.
Morales.
Please put on your tinfoil hat before you respond. Please.
I love that for you.
But no, I just wanted everybody to know because this special, with doing the Zizians, you guys, in the amount of hours in the background, and when we started talking about it, I was like, guys, I can't. It makes my head spin. So looking at all of the other media articles that come out and podcasts, they don't give a shit, guys. You
It's true.
guys gave us the deep dive. Y'all gave us the colonoscopy. You
so
got
true.
up in there all the way. And I just want people to understand that and recognize that.
Thank you, Terry. It is very true. I've listened to all
I'm
the
not
other
drunk enough for
podcasts
this.
that I listened to a lot of the other podcasts that cover this, and don't get me wrong, they do a great job, but about only 70% is right. And there's a lot going on. Okay, I'm not slamming them or anything. But yeah, I couldn't have done this without the help, especially of Cap'n. Oh my gosh, her and her amazing visuals, and really, really getting into this and being like, oh my gosh, look what I found today. I need some help. I love it.
I don't know what's going on.
But anyway, let me finish my closing thought. Thank you, Terry, for those kind words. It does take a team to get into this, and I'm so excited that other people became very passionate about it as well. Because when I read the story, I was like, holy crap, everyone needs to know about this. And so I love how many people
Sorry.
of our team has become passionate about it. So anyway, there's
I,
Jasper. Oh
um,
my God, I can't even. There's Jasper. Fuck everything I just said.
Yeah,
Don't
you were
anybody
going
listen to
off, and I
me.
was like, I don't even know what she's saying right now. I had no idea what she was doing with a little bowl earlier when she was off the screen. I was very
Jasper.
confused. I was like, oh, Double H gave her some yogurt. No,
I
there
love
we go.
that. Maybe if I would have checked the DM that says, by the way, Jasper's coming on, but I was too busy ranting. Oh my God, he's so cute.
Say hi,
I love
buddy.
him.
Come on.
Said, nom, nom, nom,
Say
nom,
hi.
nom, nom.
Can you look at the camera? He's like, Mom, I am not a show goat.
He is a show guy. He's a superstar. He has his own
Right.
Instagram account.
His ears
Jasper
went
would
flying up.
he'd like all of us to be vegan, though, I think.
All of what he is eating is vegan
I've never eaten goat.
because
I'm fine.
goats do not eat meat products.
Okay.
Jasper, come with me later.
Like he doesn't like ice cream even.
Really? Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting.
So
Oh my
what
God,
you're
he's so
saying
cute.
is
I love him.
Ziz really missed her target audience.
That's right. What about the goats? All right. Severance has goats. Why did the Zizians not have goats? That's how they would have got us to join. Anyway, let me go on with our closing thoughts so we can wrap this up while Terry is doing whatever she is doing. I know nobody's going to listen to me. It's fine. Let me just say what I have to say while you look at the adorable goat. That is cuter than I am. So, when I said this was the craziest
Wait.
case I've ever come across, I was not kidding. I think those of you that have been around for 7 episodes finally get that. I think the most important takeaway from this is to shut the computer down and go touch some grass. Okay? But
Don't
really,
eat the llama. No, don't eat the llama cookie.
don't eat the llama cookie. But really, this story shows us that any type of person can fall into this sort of cult-like trap. I don't think this was the ending that any of them imagined for themselves. But here we are. It is sad how all of their bright futures have been ruined. So many of them wanting to save the world. And had they not all met, I really do think some of them could have genuinely helped humanity. My heart goes out to the families of all the people who lost their lives to all this fuckery. Especially Curtis Lynn's family, who are going to have to go, who are probably going to have to possibly sit through 2 to 3 trials to get justice, which is asking so much, you guys, of one family. So my heart really goes out to them. None of this needed to happen. None of it needed to happen. And, we want to hear all of your guys' closing thoughts. You guys have been with us for 7 episodes. Let us know what you think. All right, so please leave a comment in the video below and let us know what your most interesting takes of this case has been so far and what your thoughts are on it. Captain, I hand it over to you.
Also, let us know if you think the Three Musketeers are real.
How dare you? How dare you? Captain?
Should have put up a poll.
Are you telling me Jasper's not real either?
No,
Is he not
is-
real?
He's right
It's
there.
very real.
We see him.
It was, it was kind of a Harvey situation. Fine.
So, honestly, as I've said earlier, I am pretty sure I have descended the multiverse at this point. I've
You're welcome.
thought about it enough. If Zolochko's letter is true, I am now insane. I want to know more. I'm like stalking people on X. I have it on my calendar.
Isn't it fun?
I mean, it is part of it's for the show, but I think I'm
As
going
they
to
say, not
continue.
fun, but it's interesting.
It is. I just want to know what comes up. And I even like things I'd already seen, seeing other people's takes on it too is interesting to me, where it's like, oh, well, I've been thinking this one way, and then you kind of bring up a valid point, then maybe I should be more understanding about this. Like,
For sure.
that's valuable. But I'm going to be following this case. And so hopefully I can work on it and when we come back to it. Gwen, email us, please, again. We really
Yes, girl.
just
We love
been
you, our
seeding
dragon
that.
queen.
Since you showed up in the story, we've been trying to get in touch. Well, I'm trying to get you to get in touch. And then also just having done some of the research, I want to really shout out and appreciate the sources that are just covering things no one else is covering and covering them like really in depth. So we've got VT Digger, Open Vallejo, and obviously Ken the Cowboy is kind of the leader in this.
Oh my gosh, yes.
They're just such huge resources, like just things, like I said, things you don't see anywhere else. The neighbor's pictures from the North Carolina FBI search, like VT Digger got that. Like Ken the Cowboy has a comprehensive timeline. So anytime I'm like, wait, what was the order of things? I can just flip back to that. Like these people really have been working and it made it so much easier for us to do this work. So I just want to make sure that we are shouting them out, appreciating journalists and people that just dedicate their time to following this work.
That is
Your
perfect.
last sentence shout out sounded a lot like a country Grammy thank you speech. Just tossing that out there.
I didn't even thank God though.
Yeah,
no, you didn't. But VT Digger, Open Vallejo, and Ken the Cowboy
in
really.
her country.
But no, she's not wrong. The San Francisco Chronicle and the CF Fist. I don't know how they actually say that, but it's because it's literal.
The courtroom reporter.
But they've been following them since like the beginning, like before since the protest.
Okay, but we also need to give credit
for that, Captain.
To Captain Llama, because like People Magazine obviously has way more resources than we do. And their article was this: the amount of research and rabbit holes that y'all have gone down.
Rabbit holing?
Well, you know what I mean. But I mean, you guys took it above and beyond. And I just think that, and that's what I love about our channel, is that we're not just going to go read 2 articles.
No.
We all find our own little rabbit holes to go down. And guys, in case you didn't know, if you're watching this, we can read 4 articles and they all 4 have different facts.
It's very true.
We have to literally try to go and find court documents, things that are actually documented that are factual. So I think that's important for us to say, because the fact that you guys spend hundreds of hours doing this, I say thank you. Gwen, that is one reason why you need to respond to them and reach out to them on
Sure.
email.
It's a safe place. We
And
won't
maybe
even
you
tell
should come and see us
anybody.
in Ohio.
We
in
won't even tell
July.
anyone, Gwen.
Yeah, no.
You can come to our Airbnb. We will give you an NDA. We won't tell anyone that you're there. Just
Whoa,
do
whoa,
not,
whoa, whoa, whoa!
just do
I
not
have
mind
not agreed
control
to
us.
any of this.
She has the idea for
Gwen.
super intelligent dogs. Do
Now-
you? No.
If you come to the Airbnb, we're not
No,
doing the
just-
unihemispheric sleep though.
No, we're
We're-
not doing
I
No,
that.
we are
sleep-
not.
No.
I
We are
enjoy
not.
my full sleep.
I want
Okay.
a program for super intelligent
I mean,
dogs,
we're
that's
going to
all.
put tinfoil on all of the windows and all of the space. But I'm just
No,
saying,
that-
come on, girl. We won't tell anyone.
Blocking the windows makes it way creepier.
That's
Gwen
true.
will be
Llama,
totally.
by the
normal,
way,
don't worry
We'll be totally normal.
you just got eaten, and I am sorry. He ate you. You Jasper ate your
Y'all are-
cookie.
about testing me.
Oh my god.
Okay, that sounds so wrong.
Anyway,
Jasper ate your animal cracker.
JT or Terry, did you finish your closing thought for today or what? What's going on?
This case is, I'm glad Jasper decided to show up. I needed to end it with something that could help me sleep tonight because these people are crazy.
Mhm.
And I am so glad that living in California years ago, in the Bay Area where a lot of this shit happened, I've been to those places. I'm glad I didn't live there at the time when this happened.
Yeah, what a
'Cause-
wild time, right?
Now, I will say I was never smart enough to become one of the Ziz. I didn't have a biotechnical engineering, yada, yada, yada.
You think the Hardy Boys
Well,
are
thank
real?
you for that. JT, what do you got for
Cap'n?
closing thoughts?
Okay, hold on. Cap'n,
Oh,
are you still implying they are not real? Tom
I'm
Hardy
saying-
has a brother. So
Okay.
there are Hardy Boys. They may not be the Hardy Boys from the book, but they are Hardy Boys.
I love that.
I think the only
So I
people.
can't.
Sorry. The only people that could have researched more on this case would have been the Hardy Boys.
That's facts, hard facts. I love the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew and the Babysitters Club.
Yes, the Tom Hardy boys. I cannot keep my head wrapped around this. The concepts or considerations, the friendships, the hate-filled animosity, the boats, the sinks, the floats, the floaters, their personalities, nor the wish or desire to follow someone like Ziz, be around Ziz, be like Ziz, or even have ode to Ziz. It makes very little sense to me. All I'm saying is that I'm glad I drank what I did tonight. Honestly, it's the only thing that makes sense anymore. I just hope that the law and justice work like it should, because these folks don't deserve the light of day any longer. Manipulation of hate to serve one's own twisted goals is unforgivable. Then again, so is standing on a boat in a black robe using the force. Read post Taco Bell gas, the most noble of gases, to pull in an anchor line. And just finally, our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of the Vancouver Filipino Festival, where victims were aged 5 to 65 and have now totaled 9. Sorry to bring you down, but that's the reality we live in today.
That's so sad. So sad. Kevin, would you
Well,
like to sign us off for the evening?
Sure. I just, again, I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank the True Crime and Wine Time team for letting me contribute to the series.
Wait a minute. Aren't you part of that team?
Yeah, but
Oh my
this
God,
was
now
more
you're
of a.
stealing my peanut butter eggs.
Oh,
This was a different role for me to,
That's true.
take on here, and
And we
this
loved
is my
it.
first time being on camera was this series, and that was a step out of my comfort zone, which has been great. So I will say that when Llama first told me about this case and I looked up the articles on it, I did think it was really necessary to cover it from a non-transphobic place. A lot of what was the most popular coverage of it was, in my opinion, horrific.
Agreed.
So that is why part of why I wanted to get involved. Obviously, I want to hang out with y'all and work with y'all. But in the spirit of that, I'm going to be a little more serious and not quote Ghostbusters this time. I am going to quote the late, great David Lynch, who on Twin Peaks The Return spoke the line, well, I'm paraphrasing slightly, but in talking about transphobia, he told someone, "Fix your hearts or die." It's tough
words.
love, but I support that message entirely. So
I support
people
it
need to
too.
fix their hearts, their
I
souls,
support
get into it.
you in that message.
Eraserhead.
Agreed. I want to thank you all here for being tonight. Or did I just botch that or what?
Take two.
Take two, everybody. Ignore that.
It never
Jasper
happened.
No,
just
I
like
want.
grabbed the phone. Sorry about the noise.
Well, he wants to be a star. Of course he does. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. I want to thank the staff that has helped with this, especially Captain, especially doing all the amazing visuals for this. Has been amazing. I love having her on the show. You are welcome to any show ever. You've done great. So everybody send her all the love, especially for this episode. You guys, if you enjoy me, join me on here tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. God, that sounds rough saying out loud right now. But I will be here on True Crime and Wine Time with Couch Court with Llama, where we continue watching the Karen Reed retrial with some of my besties. So until next time, go forth and be amazing. That's a finger heart. There it is. There it is, you guys. Thank
Really?
you.
You're going to be up at 8:30?
Yes, I'm up. I'm there at 8:30 every morning, Terry.
I know, but
'Cause
tomorrow after tonight?
Ambitious Llama did not think this through, but here we are.
I know. I mean,
Ambitious
I
Llama's
might
the worst.
join you,
I
but
hate
not
her.
on camera.
I hate her so much. Anyway, go ahead, Terry.
Well, for those of you that are new here, every Monday and Wednesday, I do Midday Missing, and it is a very serious, guys. There's no funny stuff going on there. We are talking about families that are missing their loved ones. In fact, at my bestie's birthday party last night, I met someone who's had a brother missing over 20 years here in Texas.
Oh,
And we are going to be covering his case. So, Amor, if you're watching, I am so glad Cheryl, hooked us up. We will be covering that case.
I love
I mean,
that.
on our show, we have been so blessed with so many families coming on that interview. And sometimes we talk to them behind the scenes because they don't want to come on camera. Because, guys, think about it. You don't sign up to have a loved one go missing and have to get out there and talk about it and be on camera. And we respect that. So I'm just grateful for any of the families that want to come on and talk with us. But we are live
Yes.
every Monday and Wednesday. But please understand, during the Karen Reed trial, Midday Missing will happen during Judge Bev's court time for lunch. And I was told she was a punctual person. She did everything by the clock. Well, after last week, I'm going to just say Bev's having a menopause moment or two, and she is not on schedule. So with
No,
that
she's
being
not.
said, 1:15 Eastern, 12:15 Central, sometime between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, we are going to
I
go
mean,
live with Midday Missing.
it could be as early as 12, to be quite honest. You know what
I
they
mean,
need to
it
do,
could be.
Terry? You know what they need to do? They need to click
They need to join
subscribe.
in.
They need to hit that notification bell, because guess what that does? That notifies you. When you hit that little bell, that notification bell, it tells you when we're going to be live. So you will not miss Midday Missing.
So if
Live.
we're late, if we say we're going live at 1:15 and it's 1:20, you'll get notified when we hit the go live button.
Exactly.
So we are doing that because midday missing is something that me, Llama, JT, producer Amy, we're never going to give it up. It is a priority for all of us. Even Jasper here, who just tooted. Thank you for that, Jasper. Yes.
Does he have
Oh,
glitter
thank you,
farts?
Sammy Sunshine. And with that being
Even his
said,
gas is
his gas is great. But
he's all for the
with the
people who
midday
are gone.
missing, if you know someone that's in your community that's missing and nobody's talking about it, or even if it's getting a little bit, send us the information. We will cover it on Midday Missing. And if it's a loved one and you want to come on and share information with us, please reach out to us, because Midday Missing is all about helping the families. I mean, I wear my Find Bianca bracelet all the time. And I have my Ryan dinosaur behind on my
Love that.
bookshelf. We care. And I am consistently reaching out to families. We have, I think you said Llama earlier, we have 4 families right now that remains have been found in the areas where their loved ones went missing. And they are currently doing DNA to find out if that is a match. So I guess he's going to be clappy and give us his butt. I don't know.
We
what
love
he
animal
is
butts
doing.
here for some weird
He
reason.
just left for some reason. But so it matters, because just because the remains are found doesn't mean we're going to stop, because the family need answers of how. And you are so right, Sammy Sunshine. If you see something, say something. So now, on a more positive note, Saturday, May 3rd, JT will be in Austin, Texas.
So
We will be
exciting.
together, and we will be on the stage at a winery with wine everywhere. Jasper, do
Oh, boy.
not eat that. Come back. He's trying to eat our backdrop. Jasper, do
Of course he
sold.
is.
I did not consent to a wet t-shirt contest from wine. So
There will be no wet t-shirt contest.
Boo.
good.
You can buy tickets. They are still on sale. So I learned today the discount codes are good through tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
So the VIP tickets, you can get $10 off if you use the code TCWT. For general admission, you can get $5 off if you use WINE, WINE, as your code. I mean, what better code is there than that? Now, we do have Chase Lackey's dad, who is on our special investigation into Chase Lackey. Craig Lackey will be with us
That's
at the
great.
live event, and we will do a brief overview of his case. So we're excited about that. And then in July, we're going to Marion, Ohio, to learn what kind of wine they have in Marion, Ohio. But guys, the
Marion,
best
Ohio.
part, Llama, JT, Terry, Amos, we are going to be together in the flesh and blood.
I hear rumors about a Cap'n, maybe.
Oh
hear
my
rumors.
God, Captain.
Possible.
I've heard rumors.
Ever since I learned
So
Columbus was closer than Virginia, it was like, oh, weird.
Really?
there will be a lot of live stuff happening. There will be a lot of videos. I've already talked to Double H about helping me get a camera that I can install that no one knows about in the party room.
I mean, that's fine as long as we charge $5.
And everybody will give consent to what's posted. So anyone that wants to join us, we are blessed for that. And we have a live show that's going to happen in August in Crosby, Texas, where we are covering the disappearance of Chase Lackey. And then tonight, I talked to where I was for doing the wine tasting, and we are working on a live show for September.
Woo! That's so exciting. I love that.
So I just wanted to say, everybody stay safe, speak up. Don't get a goat that lives in your house that wants to eat your background, and who's a diva.
And also don't join the cult.
And enjoy your wine time, because without wine, in my opinion, life can be really boring.
Oh, so boring. Agreed.
All right.
GT, what do you got for us?
Well,
He
we've
is
got one
eating
more
a roll of wrapping paper, in case anybody wants to know. If I could turn the camera, I would.
I'm hungry for that too, Jasper.
Come on,
Never
JT.
We've got one more TCWT live before our appearance in Austin this Thursday. And it's going to be at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. In the case we are calling Wine, Wealth, and Murder, the Robert Dahl Horror. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Until then, take care of yourself, your friends, your family, and your community. Do not let anybody dull your sparkle. And shine on, you crazy diamonds. Shine on. All right, bye, everybody. We'll
Bye,
see you
guys.
soon.
Thank you.
Couch Court with Llama tomorrow, 8:30. Be there. I don't care how
I'll be
drunk you are
there.
right now. You're going to be there tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye.